Live from the Mavericks Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey. As tonight's the last of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza. We're going to have a lot of fun here this afternoon as the Grizzlies look to extend their winning streak to 5. And they also look to extend their winning streak to 7 games against the Kansas City Mavericks, as it's the 8th and final meeting between the Grizzlies and Mavericks. Kansas City won the season series opener in November, and the Grizzlies have won 6 straight. We've had 2 outstanding games here in this series. Utah got a 2-1 victory on Friday night as Lucas Preet stopped 22 of 23, and Cameron Wright got the game-winning goal 14-24 into the third. Utah outshot Kansas City 34-23. Last night, Kansas City had a 4-2 lead after 2 periods as Nick Passagov scored 2 power play goals, but the Grizzlies responded as Cameron Wright and Pfizer each found the back of the net. And then we went to overtime. Neither team scored in the 7 minutes. And then we ended up in a shootout where in the 8th round of the shootout, Dakota Raby finally found the back of the net. Josh Lamon had a last chance for Kansas City, but he was denied by Grizzlies goaltender Trent Miner. And the Grizzlies came away with the extra standing point as Utah is now tied with Allen for 4th place in the Mountain Division. Kansas City earning the 1 standing point last night, has 60 on the season. They are in 2nd place by themselves in the Mountain Division. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Could be a very, very spirited game as Cameron Wright delivered a big-time hit on Pascal LaBerge late in the 3rd period with 40 seconds left. And you got to wonder if Kansas City is going to vow revenge. And not only on Cameron Wright and Dakota Raby, but on the scoreboard as Kansas City. It's a big game for them in the standings. Also a big game for the Grizzlies. Got a good goaltending matchup tonight. Lucas Preet will get the start for Utah. He's got 9 victories this season. He has allowed just 1 goal against Kansas City in his last 2 matchups against the Mavericks. Kansas City is going to go with Shane Stirratt for the 3rd time in less than 48 hours. Got Tim Brassard hanging out with us. We'll talk with him during the intermissions. But when we come back to the Utah Grizzlies pregame report, we'll talk with Guy Chiarenza. We'll talk about Shane Stirratt starting once again for Kansas City. How much is fatigue going to play a factor here tonight? And what do the Grizzlies need to do to secure 2 standings points and a series sweep against these Kansas City Mavericks? We're in business on a Sunday afternoon, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies pregame report presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies pregame report. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza. We're running on not much sleep. A lot of fatigue to settle in, not only on press row, but on the ice. And with the effort both teams gave over the last 2 days, who's got the petro? Who's got the stamina to get things going here this afternoon? Guy, Shane Stirratt is making the start once again for Kansas City, and quite frankly, I'm a little bit surprised considering how busy he was on Friday and Saturday night. Grizzlies need to pepper shots on him early and test his stamina here on this Sunday afternoon. 3rd game in less than 48 hours for Shane Stirratt, the Kansas City goaltender.
Yeah, Tyson, I'm not sure how Shane Stirratt is still going. I mean, I'm tired. I didn't sleep well last night. We got daylight savings. I mean, last night was a phenomenal game. I mean, the Grizzlies down 4-2 in the 3rd period. They come back. Grizzmania was roaring here last night. I mean, the crowd was awesome. The Grizzlies come back, winning the shootout. Shane Stirratt plays on Friday night. He endures that long game last night, and here he is. Back out there again tonight. You got to think that he's tired. I mean, I saw him out in warm-ups, Tyson. He looks pretty sleepy. He looked really tired. I don't really know how he's still going. But for the Grizzlies, you got to take advantage of that. And I'm pretty sure they realized that during the warm-ups, too, because I saw a few Grizzlies talking to him. I saw Aaron Tho have some words with him and Christian Simeone. I think that's on the Grizzlies' radar, and I think the Grizzlies, if they come out with a flying first period, they can easily get a few past him.
They were friendly words between Simeone, though, and Shane Sterrett. They do have a coffee machine over in the Kansas City locker room, so I think Shane Sterrett will need to sip on a little bit of cappuccino here before tonight's game or this afternoon's game. Last night was outstanding. The Stanley Cup was in the building. There was a huge crowd of over 8,100. It was the second largest home crowd of the season. And the Grizzlies, with that never say I die attitude, down 4-2 in the third period. Cameron Wright scored, and then Taryn Pfizer. And then Trent Miner, what a job he did, going 8 for 8 in the shootout. Could have been anybody's game. And for the Grizzlies, they made the plays at the end to make sure that they secured the 2 standings points.
Yeah, Tyson, you're right. I think that's the big key is the plays were made. And I think at this point in the season, we're starting to see guys on this Grizzlies team emerge. We're starting to see Taryn Pfizer played really well. Cameron Wright all season long has been a lock for the Grizzlies. And so earlier on in the season, it was who's going to be the big stars on this team. Well, it seems like Cameron Wright and Taryn Pfizer have really taken over that role. Zach Sekos has also played really well. Dakota Raby. The Grizzlies are getting depth scoring up and down the lineup. And it just goes to show in these last few games that they're playing really well on all 3 lines and defensively as well.
Defensive unit certainly stepped up big. Bryce Martin's got 4 assists in his last 5 games. Aaron Tho is a plus 12 in his last 12 games, and Connor McDonald is a plus 10 in his last 11. And James Shears also played outstanding. Kyle Pouncey's been consistent. And Victor Bartley delivering big hits this weekend. Bartley's physical play is going to be critical here this afternoon as well. The defensive unit's really settled in and played nicely for Utah.
Yeah, they played really well. I mean, every single guy up throughout this defensive core has played excellent for the Grizzlies. I mean, you mentioned James Shearer. This is a guy that's a plus 5 in his last 4 games. Connor McDonald has been phenomenal. You can pick any guy on this defense core, and they've been fantastic over the last couple of weeks. So I feel really confident in the Grizzlies defense core.
Here's your pick for the Optum first goal of the game. Every game we pick the Optum first goal of the game. Optum is putting you at the center of everything we do. Optum is committed to making healthcare work better, leading the way to better experiences, better health, and lower costs for you. For me, I think my pick for the Optum first goal of the game is going to be Vladislav Mikalchuk. I think he's going to get the Optum first goal of the game. Guy, who are you going with?
Tyson, I'm going to go with James Shearer. He's on a 3-game point streak. He's got a goal and 3 assists. Give me James.
I got Mikalchuk, who's in the Grizzlies lineup tonight. Scratches for Utah: Corey Thomas, Joey Kolotarski, Johnny Walker, and Jordan Martell. And the third goaltender is Garrett Metcalf. I actually ran into Johnny Walker's dad, who's in attendance. His name's Jack. He wore an Arizona State shirt. That's where Johnny Walker played, and Johnny Walker, a native of Arizona. And so it was good to see Jack Walker here at the game as the crowd's still filing in here on a Sunday afternoon. And for the Grizzlies, it's been important as of late. And I think part of the reason why the Grizzlies over the last month, from the middle of February here to the middle of March, why they've gotten why they played good hockey, they've got a standing .9 of their last 11 games, is the fact the Grizzlies have played with the lead a lot more. And whereas it seems like other months, it seemed like the Grizzlies were always trying to play catch up. The Grizzlies have been playing with the lead a lot lately, and that's been a key to their success.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree. And I think in the first half of the season, it was the Grizzlies really struggled in the first period. They came to life in the second period, and they kind of closed the game out in the third period. Now what we're starting to see is the Grizzlies start out getting the first goal, playing with the lead in the first period, and then kind of handling the game from there. We've seen them play shutdown defense throughout the course of games. When they have the lead, they usually win those games. So for the Grizzlies, it's just about scoring first and playing their style of game for the remainder of the game.
Last season meeting between the clubs, Grizzlies won 6 in a row against Kansas City, and there were some big hits on Saturday. Do you think this thing could get out of hand, could get ultra physical? Do you think we're going to see one of those games?
I do. I think it's not a matter of if, I think it's a matter of when, and I think it's going to start pretty early, especially if one team maybe gets out to a pretty big lead to start. I think things could get ugly quickly. So I think if you're the Grizzlies, you have to keep your head up, be aware of the situation, and stay out of the penalty box as well. We saw Kansas City perform really well on the power play last night. They scored 3 goals. So the Grizzlies have to be alert, stay out of the penalty box, and hey, bring some physicality to your game. Fight back.
Kansas City's biggest offensive weapon really has been on their power play, where they've got 4 power play goals in this series. When we come back to the Utah Grizzlies pregame report, we will go through the starting lineups for both teams. It's a Sunday afternoon, and we're grooving here at Mavericks Center. You're listening to the Grizzlies pregame report, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, You always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club.
Welcome back to Maverick Center as we're grooving on a Sunday afternoon. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza. Let's get to the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Kansas City Mavericks, led by third-year head coach Tad O'Had. He missed the playoffs each of his first 2 years, and he's going to start Shane Sterrett for the third time in less than 48 hours. Sterrett has a record of 18, 15, 4, and 1 with 2 shutouts, a 2.85 goals against average, and 908 save percentage. Well, he's played Sterrett a ton. This is his 42nd game that Sterrett has appeared in. It's Kansas City's 58th. So Shane Sterrett has been their workhorse. If there was ever a time to play Dylan Kelly, it'd probably be today, considering it's the third game in less than 48 hours. But Dylan Kelly will be the backup goaltender. Sterrett is a big guy, 6'5", 195 pounds, used to play with the Wichita Thunder. Sterrett's wearing number 40. His defensive pairing start out, John Stompelhar, who's got 1 assist in 4 games. He's 6'2", 210 pounds. He'll be wearing number 10. Stompelhar is going to be lined up next to Jake McLaughlin. He played pretty well for Kansas City. He's got 2 goals and 15 assists in 26 games. McLaughlin goes 6'2", 190 pounds. He played a lot for Kansas City in the overtime session, so he's one of the Kansas City's most dependable defensemen. Out of the lineup for the Mavericks is Pascal Laberge. That's certainly big because he's their leading scorer with 52 points this season. He leads their club with 31 assists. He's second only to Jeremy McKenna, who's currently in the AHL with Coachella Valley. McKenna's got 22 goals, and Laberge has 21. Starting forwards for Kansas City, Nick Passageoff. He made a little bit of pasta in the second period last night. He had 2 power play goals. He's got 17 goals and 14 assists this season in 33 games. Luke Stevens, 6'5", 207 pounds. I found out a fun fact about Luke Stevens. He actually played as a youth with Christian Simeone. They were on the same team. So you talk about a dynamic duo of Luke Stevens and Christian Simeone. Simeone on the Grizzlies side grew up playing hockey with Luke Stevens. Stevens has looked pretty good in this weekend series. He's got 11 goals and 11 assists in 43 games. Luke Santurno is also in the Mavericks starting lineup, wearing number 25. He made his Mavericks debut last night. He was recently acquired in a trade with the Wheeling Nailers. Santurno, in 18 games this season, has 2 goals and 4 assists. So the starting forwards are Santurno, Stevens, and Passageoff. Passageoff, the Kansas City captain. Stompelhar and McLaughlin, the defensive pairing. We mentioned the scratches, Laberge, along with Mark McNulty, Keegan Howdeshell, and Tommy Muck, who's one of Kansas City's most dependable defensemen. He played on Friday, but he missed last night, and he's missing once again for Kansas City. And guy missing Pascal Laberge is certainly big for the Kansas City lineup.
Yeah, Tyson, that certainly hurts for them. I mean, he's their biggest weapon right now. They're already shorthanded on a few of their best forwards. They either lost to IR or call-ups. And now you lose Laberge. That hurts. And now I got to think that a guy like Hugo Waugh is probably the next man up for Kansas City. But that certainly hurts.
Now let's get to the starting lineup for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, who have a record of 27, 26, and 3 on the season. They are led by the Grizzlies' GOAT, Ryan Kanaswich, the all-time leading scorer in Grizzlies history. His assistant is Jared Pike, the Sandy, Utah native. Grizzlies are 12 and 13 at home, and they have won 4 in a row. Won 2 games against Wichita last weekend at Intrust Bank Arena, and they won the first 2 games in this series. Starting in net for the Grizzlies is Lucas Preek, who's been outstanding his last 2 appearances against Kansas City. On December 18th, he got a shutout of 32 saves against the Mavericks. This past Friday, he stopped 22 of 23. Preek on the season's got a record of 9-10 with 1 shutout, a 3.52 goals against average, and an .899 save percentage. Preek is 6'4" and around 195 pounds. Starting defensive pairing, Bryson Martin, who had 2 assists last night. He's got 4 assists in his last 5 games. Martin has 2 goals and 8 assists in 43 games. He'll be lined up next to fan favorite Kyle Pouncey. He's got 2 goals and 6 assists in 51 games. Pouncey is 6'3" and 181 pounds. The other defensemen we're expected to see tonight include Aaron Tho, Victor Bartley, the Grizzlies captain Connor McDonald, and guys picked for the option first goal of the game, James Shearer. McDonald's wearing the captain's C on his sweater, and James Shearer is wearing the A. So 6 defensemen for the Grizzlies tonight. Martin and Pouncey will start. Starting forwards, Cameron Wright, the Grizzlies' leading goal scorer of 20 this season. He also leads the club with 44 points. Wright wearing number 15. He won a national championship with the University of Denver last year. He'll be lined up next to Zach Sekos. The Zach Attacks got 10 goals and 9 assists in 23 games and a +4 rating. The +4 is the best among Grizzlies forwards. He'll be wearing number 17. He'll be lined up next to Dakota Raby, last night's hero. He got the game winner in the shootout. Raby's got a .9 of his last 11 games. He'll be wearing number 22. Other forwards are expected to see tonight include Pfizer, who scored the game-tying goal in the third period. He's got 19 goals and 18 assists this year. Keaton Jamison has 11 goals and 14 assists in 55 games. He'll be wearing number 12. Dylan Fitz, who's been about as hot as any Grizzly, has 15 goals and 15 assists this year. He's got 15 points in his last 10 games. Jared Powers making his 4th professional appearance. Powers 6'2", 188 pounds. He'll be wearing number 20. Tyler Penner, the Grizzlies Iron Man. He's in the Grizzlies lineup once again. He's played in every game for Utah since he started the 2021-22 season. Christian Simeone, the Merrimack product. He grew up playing hockey with Luke Stevens. Simeone wearing number 24. He's got 2 goals and 3 assists in 38 games. My pick for the Optum first goal is Vladislav Mikalchuk. He's got 5 goals this season, 4 of them in a Grizzlies uniform. He'll be wearing number 25. And Cam Strong has 10 goals this season and 10 assists. Cam Strong, 6 feet, 179 pounds. He's got a ton of quickness. And Guy, over this last weekend, you think about that forward line of Wright, Sekos, and Raby. That's done a lot of damage offensively, and it's got a lot of potential here this afternoon.
Yeah, Tyson, they've been awesome. Ever since Kanasowicz put these guys together, they've really just been firing on all cylinders. You put the speed of Raby with the passing ability of Sekos and the shot of Cameron Wright. 3 players that really gel together excellently. You got yourself a lethal line.
Kansas City for the 3rd straight games wearing a white jersey with orange in the middle of the jersey with white numbers, white lettering, and a little bit of orange mixed in. Orange, black, and white, mostly a white jersey. The Grizzlies are wearing a black jersey with white numbers and white lettering and professional green trim. When we come back in 1 minute, or 90 seconds, we'll face off here at Mavericks Center. Actually, let's make it 2 minutes. Back in 2 minutes for face off here on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
It's a great night for hockey as 2 big standings points are on the line tonight as the Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks in the 3rd of a 3-game series. Members of the Rio Monarchs soccer team are dropping the ceremonial first puck. Looks like a good crowd's filed in here for a Sunday afternoon. Grizzlies looking for the 3-game sweep. We wish the Rio Monarchs best of luck during their season this year. And hey, I saw the Utah Royals are making a return here in 2024, I believe, the women's soccer team. Good to have them back in the Salt Lake Valley. And for the Grizzlies, they've won 6 in a row against Kansas City and against a tired goaltender in Shane Sterrett. He's playing his 3rd game in less than 48 hours. The Grizzlies want to pepper him with some shots early and really test his stamina.
Yeah, Tyson, I mean, you mentioned it's his 3rd game in really 2.5 days, as it is an afternoon game here today. The guy's got to be tired. He looked tired in warm-ups. The Grizzlies need to test him early.
Starting in net for the Grizzlies is Lucas Preek, doing the splits there in the crease. Preek wearing number 35. He's got a record of 9-10 this year. He's had a lot of success against Kansas City this season. Starting defensive pairing is Kyle Pouncey and Bryson Martin. Boards are Cameron Wright, Zach Sekos, and Dakota Raby. Starting for Kansas City, Nick Passajob will take the face-off. Luke Stevens and Luke Santurno. Luke and Passajob, the forward line for Kansas City. Referee tonight is Alex Normandin. He's got number 26 in the back of his jersey. He's got the puck at center ice, and he drops it. We're underway. Kansas City wins the draw. They skate from left to right as we see it from high top section 114. Passajob gets poked away by Sekos. It rolls towards number 10, Stompelhar. As he loses the puck, Cameron Wright back in his own zone, feeds it across to Martin. Grizzlies skate from right to left as Martin gains center ice. Then he backs it out into the Grizzlies zone as now Martin back in his own corner on the far side, flips it across to Sekos. He gains center ice. Sekos throws it to the right corner, bounced off the stick. Kansas City clears it out to center. As Pouncey throws it back to Martin. He'll feed a left wing pass to right. It bounced off his stick, rolls towards Sekos. Sekos gets around to Skater and Josh Lamon. Right side Sekos with a shot that goes wide. Cameron right in the near corner, throws it up top for Martin. He'll skate towards his route, take a lefty shot. Pad saved by Sterrett. As Cameron right towards the near side, gets blasted on the boards. As Raby gets over to right. Right to the left side, gets knocked down, fires a shot. Saved by Sterrett, and he holds on. Cameron Wright took that shot as he was falling down on 2 knees, but a good first shift for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Tyson, the Grizzlies must have been listening to us because they went out and did exactly what we said they needed to do. Had about 3 really good looks there right off the bat. See if they can keep it going.
I hope so. That would increase our ratings a little bit. Hopefully one of them has a vote for League Broadcaster of the Year as well. Draw's going to be taken by Tyler Penner. He loses it. Kansas City made a line change, so to the Grizzlies. Fitz, Penner, and Pfizer on the ice. Fitz in the right point, dumps it into the corner. As Pfizer chases after along the near side, Clyde sticks with Sambrook. As now Pfizer over towards Tyler Penner. Penner towards the near side gets pushed. He'll feed it back over to James Shearer. Gets hit along the boards by Hugo Waugh. As puck pinned towards the boards. Goes back to Kansas City. Nate Konepke throws it towards the far side. Kansas City will bounce it off the far glass. Goes into the Grizzlies zone. James Shearer gets it. He'll wing it around the boards. Goes to Tyler Penner on the near side. He'll move it ahead to Fitz. It bounces off of his stick. Now goes to Kansas City. Ryan Harrison lefty shot. And it goes wide. Preek might have gotten a piece of it as Harrison shot it from the high slot. Fitz delivers a hit. Puck in the right point. As Hugo Waugh battles with Penner. And it's Waugh trying to break free. He's got a point in 11 straight games. Josh Elms loses the puck. Now rolls towards neutral ice. Near the Grizzlies bench, Taron Pfizer gets it. As he fanned on a pass, keeps it. He'll throw it back to Connor McDonald. About 2 minutes into the contest, still no score. Grizzlies, both teams have 1 shot here so far. As Shearer back in the near side. We'll get it across to the captain, Connor McDonald. He'll throw it to center ice for Cam Strong, who gets it off the boards. Strong gets around Theo Calvis and dumps it to the corner. Strong collides with number 28, Jay Powell, 6'7", 207 pounds. Simeone battles along the near side. Loren Ullette takes it away. Ullette gains center ice right wing. Gains the line, loses the puck. Victor Bartley in the area. As Jamison tried to hit Ullette and missed. Bartley back in his own end. Near side, throws over to Jamison. Back to Bartley. He's on the left wing across the center ice. Now Bartley gains the line, drops off for Strong. Strong with the lefty shot. Stick saved by Sterrett. Rebound goes out to the far corner. Luke Santurno has it. He'll skate to neutral ice. Looks like a good addition for Kansas City. Dumps into the corner. And Santurno collides with Jamison. Puck goes to Aaron Tho, wearing number 28. It's first shift for him. He'll bounce him off the near glass. Goes deep in the Kansas City zone. Arm is raised by the linesman. And icing is called on the Grizzlies 3 minutes in.
Tyson, I really like the energy that I'm seeing the Grizzlies bring to the game in the early stages here. You got to think that they're feeding out the momentum from the win from last night, and they're just going right back out here. Not missing the beat.
17:08 left in the first period. Grizzlies have 2 shots. Kansas City has taken 1, although I swear there was more than 2 the Grizzlies took on Sterrett there in the first 3 minutes of play. Jamison will take the draw. Crowd still filing in here. Draw won by the Grizzlies. Though throws it to Bartley. Now to Cam Strong. Over to the near side. Strong gains center ice. He scored his 10th goal in the first period last night. He was the Optum first goal of the game. Everybody make your pick to do the Optum first goal of the game is tonight. Kansas City on their own end. Flip it over to Santurno along the near boards. He'll throw it across to Luke Stevens. It bounces off of his stick and goes to Kyle Pouncey. Now to Bryson Martin along the near side. He'll throw it to center ice looking for Penner. It bounced off of Penner. Rolls towards Stoppelhar. As Timmons gets it poked away, number 20 for Kansas City. Now it goes to McCallcheck. He'll skate down the middle. High slot. Righty shot gets blocked by McLaughlin. McCallcheck rolls around to Jared Power. Still looking for his first pro goal. Up top for Pouncey. Now Martin left side. Fires towards the net. Saved by Sterrett. And we get a whistle. Looks like the puck exited the zone. Grizz are called for offside. 16:26 left in the first.
That was a really good look there for the Grizzlies. And I like that the way that the defense is really kind of cheating up, being a little bit more active in this game. I think that's been part of the Grizzlies' success and why they're scoring so many goals and why they're scoring first is because those defensemen are activating, really helping out in an offensive push.
Grizzlies have been a lot better in the first period over the last month from about mid-February to mid-March. Jared Power gets it after Utah wins the faceoff. Backhand shot is blocked by Jordan Sambrook. It goes back over to Bryson Martin. He'll get it back to Penner. Penner gets blasted along the near boards by Josh Lamon. Taking it's Jordan Timmons. He crosses center ice. He'll gain the line. Gets around Kyle Pouncey. He'll take a right wing shot. Saved by Parikh. He holds on as he makes a quick glove stop with 16:07 left in the first. Both teams now have 2 shots. Just getting underway. We know there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there here on this Sunday afternoon. We appreciate everybody who chose the Grizzlies. Guy and I will be looking at a piece of paper with a bracket for about 3 hours after this game, trying to see if we can win the office pool. Charge. Secco State will draw against Ryan Harrison. Grab some chips and dip and your beverage of choice and enjoy a little bit of Sunday with us. Secco's a Clarkson University product. He was a college teammate with Luke Santurno for 1 year. Off the draw, Sambrook. Right wing shot. Glove saved by Parikh. Lucas holds on, and after the whistle, some pushing and shoving. Looks like Josh Elms and Connor McDonald exchange some words. Cameron Wright as well.
Well, Tyson, there it is. There's that physicality. We knew it wasn't going to take long, and it's only going to ramp up throughout the course of this game.
Good to have Lucas Parikh make a couple routine saves here early on and settle into this one. Draws in the near circle again. Harrison for Kansas City and Secos for Utah. 16:04 left in the first. And the faceoff won by the Grizzlies. Sherb over to Connor McDonald. Now to Cameron Wright in the far side. Elms hits McDonald. Goes to center ice. Raby in the left wing. Trying to get to Secos. Poked away by Sambrook, who's a dependable defenseman. Ullette out along the near side. Moves it ahead to Elms. He loses it. Sure gets it back to Raby, the Michigan man. Goes past him. Sambrook cross towards Konepke. Throws the center ice. Tapped off the stick of Harrison. Rolls to Utah. Secos over to Raby. Back to Secos along the slot. Takes a lefty shot. And it's blocked by Sambrook. Secos gets back to his feet, skates towards the left point. He gets pushed by Harrison as Raby dances around along the near side. Gets pounded by Harrison. Now Cameron Wright feeds the middle. Secos gets it. Lefty shot. Kicks it. Rebound shot and score! Last night's hero, Dakota Raby, is the Optum first goal of the game. And Utah's taking a 1-0 lead. In the third period last night, the Grizzlies scored twice on rebounds, and they score on a rebound. You're about 4.5 minutes in.
Yeah, Tyson, that looked very similar to the goal that Pfizer scored late last night to tie the game up at 4. This is a shot off the pad of Sterrett. Raby's in the right place at the right time. Grizzlies up 1-0.
That's Dakota Raby's 11th goal of the season. He scored from the left side. And Shane Sterrett, obviously a little bit fatigued. Maybe will allow a few extra rebounds. He's normally an outstanding goaltender. Raby with the goal, Wright and Secos with the assist. We talked about that forward line coming in, and they connect for the Grizzlies early on. Bartley over to Pfizer. He's on the right side, neutralized, so flip it in, bounces in the slot. Kansas City over to the right side, throw it to Tho, keeps it in the right point. Tho over towards Pfizer. He surveys, rolls it back to Penner behind the net. Penner gets hit, he goes down, hits, throws it over to Bartley in the left point. He'll feed it back to Tho. One-timer, stick save, rebound shot. Save, all got blocked out in front by pass job. Fitz had the second look. Pfizer over to Tho. Over to Bartley in the high slot. Bouncing off the end boards. Pfizer, left side gets cut off by his teammate and Fitz. As Kansas City lifts it out to center ice. Gliding puck goes to Bartley. Victor settles back into his own zone. Now goes D to Tho. Tho at neutralize. Gets around center ice and dumps it in. Grizzlies make a line change. Sterrett plays it and gives it over to Theo Calvis. Calvis, a big guy at 6'5" and 213 pounds. He's a +9 this season. They'll throw it to the far side for Pastujov. Had 2 power play goals in the second period last night. Pastujov gets around Simeone, skates towards the left circle, takes a lefty shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound goes to Jamison. Simeone will backhand it out to center ice. Bouncing puck goes between the legs of Cam Strong. Kansas City's Jordan McLaughlin crosses center ice. Simeone gets pushed near the Kansas City bench by Nick Passajoff. Kansas City skates in, slot. Timmons' shot goes wide. Simeone along the far boards. As he collides, Lamon took the puck away. Simeone continues to battle. Jamison takes it away, carries it out to center ice. He gets hit near the center ice area. Far side. Now Pouncey takes it. He'll skate towards the near boards. He'll dump it in from neutral ice. Kansas City, McLaughlin gets there before Pouncey. Simeone sporting a beard. Feeds it back to the corner. Pouncey looked to center. It bounced off of McLaughlin. As Pouncey ricochets it off of McLaughlin again. As Stompahar throws it between his legs to Lamon. Now ahead to Waugh across the center ice. Right wing. He'll throw it to Yillette. Bounces off of his stick and rolls to the right corner. Yillette battles with Connor McDonald. Jared Power over there as well. As Yillette gets it poked away. Pfizer across the center ice. Feeds it airborne. Gloved by Sandbrook and dropped. As it rolls towards the slot, Lamon gets it. As he skates towards the far corner, deep in his own zone, over to Nate Konepke. He's behind Kansas City's net. Utah leads 1-0 about 7 minutes in. Konepke moves ahead to Josh Helms. Back to Yillette. Bounces off the boards. Yillette dumps it in. He'll skate off the ice at the end of his shift. Josh Helms collides with Connor McDonald. Puck rolls towards the far boards. Pfizer gets it. He's got 19 goals this season. Skates down the middle. Now he gains the blue line. And he gets it poked away. Pfizer gets it back. Rolls behind the net for McCallchuk. He'll skate towards his left. McCallchuk throws it behind his back. The only guy there is a Maverick. They'll throw it ahead. Josh Helms to neutralize. Gets hit by McCallchuk. Now Bartley backpedals into his own zone. Ed to Pfizer, right wing. He'll chip it towards the slot. McCallchuk skates over there. Kansas City gets there first. As Theo Calvis to the right side. Gets to neutralize. Cross the center. Feeds a lazy pass. Picked off by Cameron Wright. Wright skates down the middle. He'll take a righty shot. On hits the pipe and goes high into the air in the right circle. Raby skates towards his left. Grizzlies skate from right to left in the first period. Now Raby in the left circle. He'll dance in on the look for a backhand shot. Rolls towards the right side. We get a whistle and a penalty. Grizzlies center it. Kansas City with a big-time save. Starts laying down the crease. Now everybody's going after Cameron Wright. 3 guys are going after Cameron Wright. Victor Bartley settles in. You knew it wasn't going to take long for Kansas City to immediately go after number 15 in black. Wright has his helmet removed, though in the area. Utah leads 1-0. 12:08 left in the first period. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Utah leads 1-0. Dakota Raby is the Optum first goal of the game scorer. He found the back of the net, 4:35 in. We got 2 Kansas City Mavericks in the box, and Cameron Wright is in for Utah. So we believe Utah might get a power play out of it, even though we don't have anything on the scoreboard yet to indicate one way or another.
Well, Tyson, you mentioned it was only a matter of time before Kansas City went after number 15, Cameron Wright. And if you were here for last night's broadcast, Cameron Wright did lay that hit on Pascal LeBerge that sent him out of that game. Looked like a clean hit. Looked like it just hit him somewhere in the upper body, not the head, but they went after number 15 in this game.
Utah is on a 5-on-4 power play. Wright got 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Theo Calvis for Kansas City got 2 minutes for cross-checking. And number 28, Jay Powell, gets 2 minutes for hooking. So the Grizzlies will be on the power play for the first time tonight. 19.5% is the Grizzlies' power play percentage this year. Kansas City's penalty kills, 82.4%. Utah went 1 for 3 on the power play last night. Grizzlies 1-0. As Utah wins the face-off, Pfizer gets it to Sekos. Grizzlies rolling with 5 forwards on this defensive unit. Cameron Wright would normally be out there. Cam Strong takes his place. Sekos over to Raby on the left side. He crosses center ice. Feeds it across, but Cam Strong a little bit too eager, getting some power play time as he enters the zone before the puck, and the Grizzlies are called for offside.
Well, I like that excitement from Cam Strong. This is a guy that really, throughout the course of the year, has elevated his play. He's playing great right now. But you got to think that not having number 15 out there on the power play really hurts. Cameron Wright, the Grizzlies' leading scorer, don't have his services here. Also without the services of Andrew Nielsen. So this power play is looking a little different from what we're used to seeing.
Nielsen's in the AHL with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, as he was loaned there about a week ago. Wright is second on the club with 16 power play points. Andrew Nielsen leads the way with 26. Grizzlies do miss him on the power play. As Utah back in their own zone after winning the faceoff, Secco throws to Pfizer. Pfizer's got 8 power play goals, which lead the club. He crosses center ice. He'll chip it to the right side for Jamison. Gains line, skates towards the corner, drops it back off for Secco. Makes a nice move on Lamont. Secco's on the right side, surveys as he still has the puck dancing around. Secco's continues to look now. Throw it up top for Raby on the right point. Across to Pfizer. Pfizer to the left side. Gets to the near goal line for Jamison. He'll skate in. Shot saved by Sterrett. Rebound goes to Kansas City in the far corner. Luke Stevens clears it out. Grizzlies will make a line change. Halfway through the Grizzlies' first power play of the game. Bryson Martin gathers it. He's out there along with Dylan Fitz, James Shearer, Jared Power, and Tyler Penner. As Bryson Martin skates down the middle. Now feed it ahead for Penner. Passed in, connect. It got tipped, though, no icing. Penner in the near corner. Throws it up top for Shearer, but it bounces off of Shearer's stick and goes out to neutral ice. Shearer over to Bryson Martin. As Martin backpedals into his own end. He'll throw it to neutral ice for Jared Power, the former Mount Royal University product. Just turned pro a couple weeks ago. Power left wing pass to Shearer. Rolls along the board. Shearer chases after it. Spins it to the right side for Fitz. He wears number 13. Back to Martin, over to Fitz. Fitz skates towards the right circle, feeds it across to Shearer. Left wing, he'll bounce off the boards intentionally. Hits the side of the net. Penner over towards Power. Penner lifts it in the air as it glides along the near boards. 10 seconds left in the power play. Fitz across to Martin, back to Fitz. He feeds over to Shearer. He couldn't handle the pass. It goes past him onto the boards. Now Penner around the wall. As the power play is over, Theo Calvis is out of the box. He returns to the live action as he joins the play. As Kansas City's McLaughlin bounced off the boards, it stays in. Now Kansas City clears it out, but it's going to be icing on the Mavericks with 9:55 left in the first.
I thought there were some good looks for the Grizzlies on that power play. I really think that if they get another chance in this game, they could probably start connecting. I like the puck movement. Good idea by Shearer to try and bounce it off the end boards, try and find somebody out in front, but things aren't clicking right now for the Grizzlies on the power play.
That's one of those things that might just take a week of practice, especially without Andrew Nielsen, to kind of get things rolling. Strong will take the face off Utah. 9:55 left in the first. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 8-5. Utah leads 1-0 as Dakota Raby scored on a rebound 4.5 minutes in. 4:35 to be exact. Kansas City wins the face-off. They skate from left to right as we see it from section 114. Mavericks get it across to Stompelhar. Out to center ice for Calvis. It bounced off his stick, flies in the air, stays in plays. It rolls along the boards. Preet gets over to Aaron Tho. Moves ahead to Simeone near the Grizzlies bench. He battles with Hugo Watt. Simeone moves ahead to McCallchuck, who dumps it in. Cam Strong chases after it. As Jordan Samper over there. Strong bear hug Samper. Now the Grizzlies get it with McCallchuck. I tried to feed it out in front. It bounced off a Kansas City stick. Mavericks clear it out. Victor Bartley in a foot race with Waugh. Waugh gets there first. No icing. Waugh is in the near corner. Waugh, former Florida Everblade, throws the Lamont in the slot. He's now on the left side. Up top for Konepke. He'll fire a shot that goes wide. Puck rolls along the near boards. Cam Strong gets it. He battles with Jordan Timmons. He'll feed it from one corner to the other for Tho. He'll drive it over to McCallchuck in neutral ice. He throws it to center ice. Calvis picks it up and dumps it in. Bartley gathers it. Timmons comes off the ice. Less than 9 minutes left in the first period. Utah leads 1-0. Tho look for Simeone. Passes wide of the mark. Arm is raised by the linesman. And icing is on the Grizzlies. Alex Norman is the referee. The linesmen are Colin Kleinendorst and Craig Peterson. Already seeing some hands on knees. And the fatigue's only going to get worse. And it's a lot more mental fatigue than it is physical fatigue. These guys are in outstanding shape.
Yeah, Tyson, I mean, they're in better shape than me. I mean, 3 games in 3 days. That's a heck of a feat.
Oh, there was a missed opportunity for a chug beer. She didn't see herself on the screen. As Utah wins the face-off, throws it out to center ice. We're having some fun on a Sunday afternoon. Tho at center ice, lifts it high into there, bounces off the glass. Behind Shane Sterrett's net. Kansas City gathers it. Grizzlies make a full line change. 8.5 minutes left in the first. Utah leads 1-0. Grizz are 20-5 and leading after it when scoring first. I think pass job crosses center ice. Skates towards the left side. Now he's in the left circle. Centers it to Stevens like a lefty shot. What a save by Parikh. But the centering pass connected. Luke Stevens had plenty of room to get full velocity on the shot. And for a guy that's 6 feet and about 200, or 6'4" and about 200 pounds of flexibility of Lucas Parikh, that's the best save I've seen that Parikh make in quite some time.
Oh, wow, Tyson, what a save here by Lucas Parikh. And really, I think that's Kansas City's best opportunity of the day to this point. And Lucas Parikh just slammed the door shut. What a great save.
He did it so casually, too. He looked like he was a little bit more on the far side. Really had to come back and calmly make the save on a really good Luke Stevens shot. Good goaltending this weekend by the Grizzlies. Trent Miner last night. Lucas Parikh was outstanding on Friday. And Lucas off to a good start here so far. 8:19 left in the first. Fans want the linesman to drop the puck. Craig Peterson says, you bet. Sure. Over to McDonald. Grizzlies win the face-off. Cam Strong over to Raby. He crosses center ice. He'll dump it in. As Passage-off throws out to center ice. Sure moves ahead. As Passage-off glides into the left side for Stevens. Stevens tries to reenact the play over to Passage-off, but the puck rolls towards Parikh, who covers up. Good idea by Kansas City as Stevens tried to find Passage-off cutting towards the net. And the puck glided to Parikh before Passage-off was able to get there.
Just back to Lucas Parikh, Tyson. I mean, he's such a fun goalie to watch, especially when he's playing with a lot of confidence like he is right now. But you can tell he's just feeling it. I mean, he's played really well against the Mavericks the last few times that he's seen him. And I've seen him throw a smile or two under his mask. He's having a fun time today.
He's a very fun guy, very outgoing. In fact, he'll celebrate a birthday on March 15th, which is, 3 days from now. He'll turn 22. Grizzlies win the draw in their own zone. Bryce Martin over to Dylan Fitz. Rink-wide pass, bounces off the boards, rolls towards Shane Sterrett. He gets there before Pfizer is chasing after him. Gillette in the near side turns over. Fitz left side shot. Saved by Sterrett. While Gillette turned it over, he looked like he wanted to break his stick in frustration. Fitz had a good look from the left side, but Sterrett made the save as Fitz's shot maybe was a little bit too much into Sterrett's pads. He was just able to corral it.
Well, that's Dylan Fitz's office, Tyson, right here at the top of the near circle. That's where he loves to take his shots, and Sterrett was ready for it.
I think my office looks a little bit nicer, but his is probably a pretty good spot in order to get things done. What am I saying? It's a good office. It's got a window at least. Draws one by the Grizzlies. Pfizer left side. Fires a shot. Glove saved by Sterrett. As it was a low liner from the left side by Pfizer, and Sterrett makes another save. Grizzlies up to 10 shots here with 7:44 left in the first.
Well, Sterrett's done a good job of controlling his rebounds on the last few shots there, but really early on, Tyson, his rebound control really wasn't all that great. You got to think that fatigue is settling in for him. Something to watch for here.
Penner will take the face-off against Josh Lamb, and this time it's won by Kansas City. Stompahar gets to McLaughlin. Stompahar delivers a screen, and McLaughlin gets away from Pfizer. McLaughlin rink-wide pass over to Stevens. Back to Lamb and drops off for Hugo Waugh. Right side. Waugh with a righty shot on. Lifted way in the air and flies out of play. He was trying to go top shelf on Parikh, and not that high, though. He was closer to the roof than he was the net.
I mean, that was sky high. I mean, it was firing up into the rafters, maybe shooting for the moon. But I really think Hugo Waugh for the Kansas City Mavericks, in the absence of the Bears, I think this is going to be the guy that's really going to take the forefront on that offensive presence. This is a guy that's got 14 goals and 23 assists. He's dangerous. The Grizzlies have to be aware of that.
Well, I'd like to be as hot at one point in my career as Hugo Waugh is in his. He's got a point in 11 straight games. Lama will take the draw. It's won by Utah. Faceoffs feel like they're about dead even here in the first period. Bartley over to Simeone, who ices the puck. Skating over there is Jordan Sambrook. And I thought for a second we get a whistle, but no, the arm is raised by the linesman, but it's waved off. Puck in the slot of Kansas City zone. Right side, Simeone couldn't get a shot off as Lamb cut in front of him. Jamison delivers a hit in the far corner. Kansas City continues to battle. Strong and Simeone over there. 2-on-2 battle in the far corner with Lamb. Number 5, Nate Konepke. Konepke, the UNO product. Now 3-on-3 in the corner as Jamison joins. Another Kansas City skater. Konepke gets tripped up by Jamison. Oh, they're going to call penalty. Konepke lost his balance, and Jamison's stick just happened to be in the way. So Keaton Jamison's going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. 2 minutes for tripping. If you or someone you know been charged with a DUI, Rogers and Russell is Utah's DUI defense firm. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious, and you need great attorneys on your first line. Look for a letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to schedule a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Call and get Utah's #1 DUI defense team, Rogers and Russell. Keaton Jamison gets 2 minutes for tripping. Time a penalty, 13-10 in. Kansas City was 3 for 5 on the power play last night. Utah leads 1-0. Dakota Raby scored on a rebound, 4:35 in. Watch out for passage. He had 2 power play goals last night, especially with Pascal Laberge out of the lineup. Laberge had a power play goal in the first period last night. Draw won by the Mavericks. Jake McLaughlin in the left point. Throws it across to Hugo Waugh. He's on the right side. Waugh being shadowed by Cameron Wright. Throws it back to McLaughlin. Cross ice to passage on the left, just outside the circle. Takes a shot. Saved by Preek. Rebound goes to Sekos, who swung and missed. Now Sekos will get it back and clears it out. I was really sure they was trying to clear it out and missed, and then Sekos cleared it out. Kansas City on their first power play of the game. 6.5 minutes left in the first period. As Luke Stevens at neutral ice, crosses center. Chips ahead. Shearer picks it off. He gains center ice and dumps it in. Puck rolls towards Sterrett. He keeps it in play. He'll throw it to McLaughlin on the near side. Cameron Wright chasing after him. Now at center ice. Wright catches up, and McLaughlin keeps the puck. It's number 27 for Kansas City. Skates around the Grizzlies logo. Now he's back in his own end. McLaughlin skates around Shane Sterrett. McLaughlin keeps his head up. Throws across ice to Schiavo. Now back to the left side for Lamont. He settles into the zone. Stops near the boards. Back up top for McLaughlin. As Kansas City filters a few players out. Schiavo on the right side. Up top for McLaughlin. Back to Jordan Timmons on the left side. He'll take a righty shot. It's blocked by Shearer. Puck goes towards the end boards. Bartley with a hit. Shearer will bounce it off the stick. Goes back to the far corner. Now Cam Strong along the far side gets it. 3-on-3. Strong crosses center ice. Strong chips it down the middle for Penner. He veers off to the right. Takes a shot. Saved by Sarah. Hit puck still in play. Shearer throws it behind his back. No goal. Make that Cam Strong. I don't know how that didn't find the back of the net. Kansas City comes back the other way. 30 seconds left in their first power play of the game. Stevens over to Schiavo. He gets poked away by Cam Strong, who clears it out. Good look by the Grizzlies. They're shorthanded. Kansas City back in their own end. About 5 minutes left in the first period. 15 seconds left in the power play. As Santurno gets around Dylan Fitz, throws to the left side. It's Kansas City. Ryan Harrison over to Sambrook. Gets to the right circle, takes a shot. And a block shot by Shearer stick. Bryson Martin to the far side. Grizzlies are back at full strength as a successful Utah disaster cleanup penalty kill. Long-range pass looking for Jamison. He couldn't reach it. It rolls towards the near corner. Now Jamison centers it out in front. And it's cut off by Shane Sterrett, who covers up. 4:41 left in the first. We'll recap that Grizzlies penalty kill when we come back in 30 seconds. Utah leads 1-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. .41 left in the first period. Utah leads 1-0. Guy, what'd you see on the Grizzlies Utah disaster cleanup successful penalty kill?
Well, Tyson, I mean, that was a great penalty kill. Not only they kept the puck out of their own net, but they had a few chances to put the puck in the Kansas City net. Cam Strong almost had the ECHL goal of the week. That diving effort on his backhand almost scored. But it just hit the skate. Oh. Looks like it hit the skate of Timmons and then bounced off the pipe. Oh, man, it doesn't get closer than that. But really great look by Strong. This is a guy that brings a lot of effort to his game every
What an incredible
night.
effort. That would have been an ESPN SportsCenter top 10.
Wow.
Had he connected on that.
It's a game of inches, Tyson. Very, very close.
Draw's going to be in the Kansas City zone. Utah leads 1-0. 4:41 left in the first period. Utah's outshot Kansas City 11-7. Draw won by Kansas City as Dakota Raby takes it away. As Raby to the left circle. He looks to center it over to right. He was in no position to shoot it as he was boxed out by Lamont. Hugo Waugh loses it neutralized. Cameron Wright will throw it back to McDonald, the Grizzlies captain, the Bowling Green product. McDonald and Cameron Wright were college teammates at Bowling Green for 2 years. McDonald gets over to Wright. Wright crosses center ice, chips to his left. Poked away as Wright was looking for Sekos. Now Sekos gets it back left point. He centers to Raby, but he overskates it. Kansas City gathers it as the Mavericks. Hugo Waugh back to the far side, battling with Cameron Wright. As Waugh and Wright battle along the Kansas City bench. Now McDonald ahead to Sekos, who danced around. Now he gains the line down the middle. He gets it poked away as Kansas City still in their own end. Nate Konepke will lift it high into the air, bounces at center ice. Shearer gathers it at the Utah blue line. He'll move it to center ice. It's cut off by Theo Calvis. He'll throw it back over towards Stoppelhar, who's 6'2", 210 pounds. Grizzlies make a full line change. 3:40 and counting left in the first. Utah still leads 1-0. As McLaughlin back behind his net, will throw it to Santurno. He's on the far side. He gets around Jared Power. Santurno looks like he's got decent speed. Stevens trying to get it back to Santurno. Is cutting towards the middle. He couldn't reach it. Bartley throws to Pfizer. Bounces off the near glass. Goes out to neutralize. Stoppelhar wearing number 10. Throws it back towards his net to McLaughlin. He'll veer off to the far side. Battling with Mikalchuk. As McLaughlin over to Stoppelhar. He skates along the near boards. Now back to McLaughlin, but it's wide of the mark and has to go deeper in the Kansas City zone. Well, you could tell fatigue already settling in on both teams here. 3 minutes left in the first. We got a lot of hockey left to be played. As the Mavericks run out to center ice. Puck bounced off a stick of Yolette. Yolette gets it in the right point. He avoids a check of Pouncey. Yolette feeds to the corner. Bryce Martin in the area behind Utah's net. He'll chip it back to the near side. Calvis cuts it off in the right point. As Calvis skates towards the circle, he'll look to center it out in front. The hot pass goes behind the Laurent Yolette. This goes back over towards Martin, who feeds it back to the right side. Calvis looks to center it, and it goes wide of Schiavo. Grizzlies clear it out. It's going to be icing on Utah. 2:26 left in the first. Grizz still lead 1-0. Kansas City looks like they want to get that centering pass through, and it just hasn't connected for him yet.
Yeah, Tyson, the Grizzlies have done a really good job defensively in this game. I think we're starting to see fatigue settle in on both sides, but I think we're also starting to see frustration settle in on the Kansas City side of things. They've lost the first 2 games in this series. Now they're down by 1. They can't seem to get anything going in the Grizzlies' end.
Well, both teams know that it may not necessarily be player movement, but puck movement. Kansas City's doing a good job of working the puck around. As a draw won by Kansas City. As Timmons, right side, shot saved by Preek. Rebound out in front. Lamon fires towards net. It's blocked by Mikalchuk, who clears it out. Mikalchuk did a good job of clearing it out, but not enough for icing. Grizzlies make a line change. 2:10 and counting left in the first. Utah leads 1-0. Out towards Timmons. Puck flies off his stick into the Grizzlies zone. Puck goes over Preek's stick. Kansas City tries to throw it to the point, but nobody was home in the far side. As the puck glides along the far wing boards, Mavericks make a line change. Kansas City skates around the net. Sandbrook feeds out to his left. Now Pashjov skates in. He'll drop it off. Now Mavericks trying to find a cutter out in front, and it goes wide. Looking for Sandbrook. As McLaughlin rolls it around the wall. Pashjov over to Stevens. Tries to cut in front of the net. Bounced off of Preek's pads. Jamison throws to the far side. As McLaughlin gets it back over. Cut off by Jamison, who tried to clear it out but fanned on it. Now Jamison near the boards. Battles with Stevens. Simeone over there as well. Jamison throws it back to center ice. Kansas City regathers. Sandbrook drives it in. Puck hits the side of the net. Preek over to Shearer. 1:23 and counting left in the first. Grizzlies up 1-0. Simeone over to Jamison, who crosses center ice. Left wing pass to Strong. Back to Jamison. He skates towards the corner. Gets cut off by McLaughlin. Strong over there battling with Luke Stevens. Now puck glides towards the behind the end boards. Kansas City throws to the far side. Back to McLaughlin. Neutralized. Bartley pokes it away from McLaughlin. Now Harrison dances around Dylan Fitz, who's shadowing him. Harrison throws it back to Stoppelhar. Back towards Yolette. He dumps it in. Though rolls around the net. Oh, Though gets blasted by Josh Helms. Penner over there as well. No penalty there. As just caught Though on a tough angle. In the left circle. Harrison's shot gets blocked. Fitz gets back up. Luckily, Though got back to his feet. Harrison has a bounce off his stick. Rolls towards the Kansas City zone. As he loses it. Pfizer over to Fitz. Righty shot. Saved by Starrett. Good luck by Dylan Fitz there, but it stays a 1-0 game.
Well, good to see Aaron, though, get up and get back to the bench. He seems like he's reeling a little bit, but he's going to stay in this game, it appears. But, man, that was a tough play. I mean, he was just trying to go around the net. Seems like he lost an edge, and then as he was going down, he looks like he took a little bit of a hit from a Maverick player. Just went careening into the boards.
Looks like Those headed to the locker room here. Oh. Half a minute left. He's walking it off. Hopefully he'll be okay. Crashing the boards pretty hard. Draws the near circle. Sekos will take it for Utah. 29.4 seconds left in the first. Josh Lamon will take the face-off for Kansas City. As the draw won by the Mavericks. Stompahar. Throws towards Konecki. As Kansas City, Timmons gets to the far side for Lamon, who drives around the boards. Preek cuts it off behind the net. Less than 20 seconds left in the first. Preek throws to the near corner. Martin moves ahead to Sekos. Now to Raby. He skates along the left side, crosses center ice. Raby drops off the right. He couldn't handle it. Right collides along the boards with Lamon. Pouncey looks to center it. Noah's home. Kansas City will carry it out to neutralize. And the horn sounds, and that will do it for 20 minutes here at Mavericks Center. Dakota Raby scored on a rebound, 4:35 in. Utah outshot Kansas City 12-8 in the first period. When we come back, Guy Chiarenza will recap the first 20 minutes of play. And I'll be joined by Tim Brassard. As he's in attendance, he'll join us here for intermission coverage as well. Utah leads 1-0. We're back in 2 minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome to the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report. It's 1-0 Grizzlies after 20 minutes of play. I'm Guy Chiarenza alongside Tyson Whiting, and it's been a fun Sunday afternoon here at the Mavericks Center, and we're just getting started. It was the Grizzlies who opened up the scoring, 4:35 into the first period. Dakota Raby getting his 11th of the year, assisted by Sekos and Wright, one of those strange plays where Sekos shot the puck at Starrett, and he just couldn't control the rebound, and went right to the stick of Dakota Raby, and he was able to put it home. And that gave the Grizzlies a 1-0 lead. 7:52 into the first period, saw Theo Calvis and Powell go to the penalty box for Kansas City, cross-checking for Calvis, hooking for Powell. Cameron Wright also went to the penalty box for unsportsmanlike conduct, and so that gave the Grizzlies a power play. They were unable to score on that chance. Kansas City would also get a power play chance, 13-10 into the first period, and Keaton Jameson went to the box for tripping. So each team is 0 for 1 on the power play. Shots are 12-8 in favor of the Grizzlies, and it looks like Dylan Fitz leads all Grizzlies skaters with 3 shots on goal in the first period, and Lucas Parikh has stopped all 8 shots that he's seen. Grizzlies are leading the faceoff category 12-8. They've been handling possession quite well in this game. They're also leading the shot count 12-8, ironically enough. They had 2 shots on the power play. Kansas City had 1 shot on their power play. Hits are 7-5 in favor of Kansas City. Kansas City also has 5 giveaways to the Grizzlies 3. But Tyson, I thought this was a really great first period played by the Grizzlies, considering the fact that this is their third game in 3 days. And I thought they played quite well, and they brought a lot of energy to their game.
Yeah, for the Grizzlies, you knew that forward line of Wright, Sekos, and Raby, that they're going to be critical, and they combined for Utah's only goal, and the only goal of the game so far, with Raby getting his 11th of the year. He didn't officially get a point last night, but he now has a point in 10 of his last 12 games, and he's been outstanding for the Grizzlies from about the middle of February on. Remember, he got injured in the last game of January, missed the first 5 games of February, and ever since he came back, he's been a different hockey player. Same's really been the case for Dylan Fitz. It seemed like a couple close calls with that forward line of Pfizer, Fitz, and Penner. And, it was a pretty solid defensive first period for the Grizzlies. There was one outstanding save Lucas Preek made as a centering pass connected to Luke Stevens. And looked like Preek was on the far side, just kind of had to glide back and was able to make the save on Stevens, displaying an outstanding glove. And Lucas has been outstanding against Kansas City all year, and that continues here through one period. And, for the Grizzlies, you're just going to have to come out and play a good 20 minutes here in the second. It's kind of interesting to see both teams just kind of meandering a little bit. I don't know if that's the word, but it seemed like both teams took a while to get to their respective dressing rooms. It's one of those where you look at, we didn't get all that physical in the first period, but you got a feeling something might erupt the volcano here in the next 40 minutes of play, considering this is the final regular season meeting between these clubs.
Yeah, I think we saw a little bit of a skirmish earlier on, which saw Cameron Wright go to the penalty box. We saw a few Mavericks go to the box. I think that was just a taste of what's to come. You mentioned a little bit of meandering, some mingling, if you will, around center ice. Both teams didn't really want to go to the locker room. They want to have a few words with each other, if you will. I think we're just getting started in terms of the physicality in this game. I think that at some point you might see somebody drop the gloves. But Tyson, it's been a lot of fun, and I really think this is, you're right, the last chance for these two teams to really make a statement on each other. So I think that we're going to see some physicality down the stretch.
That's an important game in the standings. It's the only one involving Mountain Division opponents, so there's not as much scoreboard watching here tonight. The Grizzlies right now are tied for fourth place in the Mountain Division with the Allen Americans. Both teams have 57 points. Kansas City's in second place with 60. So even though the Grizzlies are tied for fourth, they're really just 2 games behind Kansas City for second place. And so you think about tonight being big, but I'm also thinking about this upcoming weekend, a 3-game series at Credit Union of Texas Event Center. The Grizzlies are going to need to play well in Allen, and then Cincinnati will be here a couple weeks from now. The Cyclones clinched a playoff spot, and they've got a 716 winning percentage. And so for Utah, they've had a lot of success against Kansas City, and they want to continue that by winning here tonight and jumping Allen, and probably even jumping, with the victory, the Grizzlies, they would have 59 points. They'd be tied for Wichita for third and be just 1 point behind Kansas City for second.
Yeah, Tyson, when you think about the Grizzlies, if they come away with a clean sweep, they win this game here in regulation, they would be just 1 point behind Kansas City. And then you go to Allen with a whole ton of confidence. At that point, it would be a 5-game winning streak for the Grizzlies. And I really think the Grizzlies have a bone to pick with Allen. The last few times that the Grizzlies faced off against the Americans, it didn't end the way that they wanted to. I think the Grizzlies want to end the season series against Allen on a high note and continue to gain traction in the playoff race and prove that they can go toe-to-toe with the Allen Americans.
Dakota Raby scored 435 in. He is the Optum first goal of the game scorer. With Optum, they are creating a healthier world, one insight, one connection, one person at a time. Tim Brassard's in the building. Stanley was in the building last night, the Stanley Cup. Well, I'm just about as excited to see Tim Brassard here, and he'll join us in 1 minute as Utah leads 1-0. The Grizz outshot the Mavericks 12-8 in the first period. When we come back, we'll be joined by our director of Grizzlies Insiders, Tim Brassard. You're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
First intermission coverage here at Mavericks Center. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Tim Brassard, our director of Grizzlies Insiders. And Tim, what'd you notice from that first period?
Boy, how about that early first 5 minutes, 7 minutes of play by the Grizzlies, getting all that time in the offensive zone and just that initial rush. And then we get, the goal by Raby off of a just incredible rebound right back out to Raby's tape.
Power play kind of misses Andrew Nilsson out there. It's interesting the Grizzlies going with 5 forwards on their power play unit, and it's just one of those that Seems like with a week of worth of practice, it seems like that power play will start to click, but just didn't get one there in the first period.
Yeah, and the timing just seems a little bit off. Guys are grabbing the pass from behind or too far in front, or the pass isn't where they're expecting it to be. So not sure if that's so much Kansas City getting in those passing lanes and harassing the Grizzlies and making it a little bit tough, or honestly, if the Grizzlies just are expecting to see something that's not quite there yet, that timing that's usually there. You get to a certain amount of an extent, if you can throw it out to your D like Andrew Nelson and get a blast coming in, that lets the forward, maybe even 2 seconds to reset and then figure out how they're going to figure out, their attack in. And with that, you don't have that right now. You have this 5-man rotational group that can pay dividends later, but it's just not right now.
Big game in the standings. The Grizzlies can pass Allen and be tied for third place with Wichita. And because of that, despite the fact it's the third game in 3 days, good effort by both sides here in the first.
Great level of compete, strong level of compete. I was making some notes, and I like to see that. And how you can measure that is how aggressive and how excited they are to go into the boards to pick out a 50-50 puck or less. Are they excited, or are they just kind of, I'll just kind of play off my man and I'll try to get him once he gets it. But that's a good indication that everybody's on the same page and everybody's really committed to this win.
Lucas Preet saw a couple routine shots there early on and looked like he settled in and had a pretty good first period.
Yeah, and thank heavens he did, because at the 8:19 mark, that glove save just all full 100% extension and a little smirk at the end, and then tried to make it look routine. And as a goalie, he's like, no, Lucas, that is not routine. Good job, guy. But he's playing really strong. He's seeing everything in front of him, and you can measure that by how much room he's taken out, 1 step, 2 step in front of his net. And if he feels confident, like his defense has his back door, and he's confident coming out there, that gives the shooters so much less on the angle to try to get around him. And Lucas is not a big, a small guy to begin with. So, there's just no net to shoot at.
What you see from the Kansas City defense, they're one of the bigger defensive units that the Grizzlies will play all year.
To a certain extent, your offense is relying on your defense, at least to help move up the puck. And I'm just noticing consistently Kansas City's defense is late to need in providing a support role for their offense. They're throwing it out to the end. They're kind of mishandling a little bit at the blue line. They're kind of having to handle it and figure out what they're going to do rather than a couple snap passes into a cutting wing. I was honestly a little bit disappointed. Now, that's nothing that can't be, fixed in 2 seconds by, hey, let's switch up a D partner or even just a good conversation with the coach or somebody else observing it on the bench. But at least to, the first 20 minutes, I'm noticing that they're late to need.
For the Grizzlies, I think their defensive units really settled in and played good hockey from about the middle of February here to the middle of March. And really, you think about 6 defensemen who are out there today, all of them have been solid here for about the last month. What have you seen from the Grizzlies defensive unit?
That was our hallmark the last couple of years, and especially last year. Our offense was based on, what we were going to get from our defense and not so much of the, so far this year. So I'd like to see where it's going right now. We solidified, Kansas City, no goals in the first. So all their shots, with the exception of a few, kind of coming from the outside. And they're having a tough time generating and operating with any type of presence in the middle. Kansas City is not providing us with any type of elongated time in the Kansas City offensive zone, our defensive zone. So it's not like, we're going through, entire line cycles and having, our guys stuck out on the ice without getting the line change or anything. So I like to see this with the D-core. I also like to see our D-core, the way that we're moving up the puck through center ice and setting up our wings into the offensive zone and starting that system there. So, the first 20 minutes, a real good effort by the D-core.
Shane Starrett starting his third game in less than 48 hours. What have you noticed from him compared to, from Breek?
As a goalie, that is so hard to do because each and every game you're giving it your all. And I'm telling you right now, fatigue and your body starts aching. We were talking about that in warm-ups. You start seeing them do the bend over, kind of the swim moves with the shoulders to try to loosen up. But the worst one is the mental fatigue and trying to keep your head sharp and 100% in. And that first goal, the shot that came in wasn't that hard, but he had that right leg kick save right out to Raby's tape, and Raby's not going to miss that. He buried it right there. So I'm not going to blame it on him, but I'm saying, maybe in the first game that doesn't happen. And then what kind of confidence does that tell you about Tad O'Had and your backup goalie? That's not a good sign.
And because of those pads and how heavy they are, I mean, a 3-and-3 is maybe different for a goalie than it is for, a skater, a defenseman, or a forward.
Absolutely. Now, over the years, the pads have gotten much, much lighter. But I'll tell you what, on the back end of the 3 games in 3 days, those pads will get heavy.
Thanks for the time. We'll talk to you during the second intermission.
Appreciate it, Tyson.
That's Tim Brassard. I am as excited to see him as I was the Stanley Cup yesterday. Lincoln Mac, Guy Chiarenza, and I will have second period action as Utah leads 1-0. They're 11-1 when leading after one period this year. We're back in 2 minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza. Dakota Raby scored 4:35 in. Zach Sekos and Cameron Wright with the assist. And what about Cameron Wright and what he has done from about the middle of February on? Cameron Wright came into play tonight, leading the league with 8 game-winning goals. He also leads all league rookies in shots with 204. Coming into play tonight in his last 9 games, he's got 13 points, 8 goals, and 5 assists. In his last 9+ games, you can put it 8 goals and 6 assists. Cameron Wright leads the club with 45 points this season, and he's certainly been instrumental to the Grizzlies' success here as of late.
Yeah, Tyson, I mean, for my money right now, I'd say he's probably up there for Grizzlies MVP of the season. I mean, he's been fantastic. In his rookie year, Cameron Wright, he's been an absolute tear.
Grizzlies have standing points in 10 of the last 12 games. Grizzlies offense has certainly been on a roll. They've got 52 goals in their last 12 games. They got 1 goal in the first period. And as Tim mentioned, that goaltending pads, the pads and everything, a 3-and-3 is a little bit different from a goaltender than it is from a normal skater, and Shane Sterrett's really battling it.
Yeah, Shane Sterrett, I mean, he's hunched over right now. This dude's tired. He's probably taking a quick nap over there before he has to start yet another period of hockey for the Grizzlies. The memo has to be just light him up, get shots on him.
Grizzlies
see what he can do.
12 shots in the first period. Utah will be skating from left to right as we see it from high top section 114 here in the second period. Sekos will take the face-off. Raby and Wright, the other forwards. Defensive pairing is Bryson Martin and Kyle Pouncey. McPatrick will take the draw for Kansas City. Had 2 power play goals in the second period last night. Utah looking for the sweep. They won 5-4 on Friday night. Or Friday, 2-1 on Friday night and 5-4 on Saturday. Grisby here in attendance wearing his ugly sweater. It's not ugly sweater night, though. It's Kansas City ices the puck. Nice ugly sweater there, Grisby. I think it's a Kansas City Mavericks look. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a pretty ugly sweater.
Too bad it's March.
Grisby hanging out here high atop section 114, having a good time. Good to see Grisby here. We would have him on, but he's a man of few words. As Grizzlies win the offensive zone draw. Martin over to Raby on the left side. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Sterrett. Rebound gets kicked over to the right point. Bryson Martin spins it around the wall. Raby over in the left corner, right in the area. Right skates towards the left point as he feeds the middle for Secco. So I try to get it back to Raby and gets cut off by Stompelhar. They'll throw it to the far side. Kansas City skating from right to left as McLaughlin will feed it off the boards. As Kansas City turns it over. Santurno skates off the ice. Raby skates down the middle. He skates towards the right corner. Kansas City doing a good job not letting him get a shooting angle. Raby spins along the near wall, goes deep in the Grizzlies zone. Lucas Preek over to Connor McDonald. McDonald, the Grizzlies captain. Back deep in his own end. 1 minute into the second period. Out to Fitz at center ice. And puck bounced off his stick and goes into the Grizzlies bench as we get a whistle. 18:54 left in the second. Got good to see Grisby here in attendance here, hanging out in section 114.
Yeah, Tyson, it is good to see Grisby. It's been a while since I've seen him that close in person. He's a fun guy. The world's most wonderful bear. Yeah, I almost got got chopped there by Grisby.
Almost got beheaded. Penner will take the draw. Utah looking for the 3-game sweep. They got a standing point in 10 of the last 12. Mavericks win the faceoff. Nate Konepke will throw it ahead to Timmons. Goes between his legs. Over towards Lamb, left side shot. It's blocked by Shearer. It's over to the near goal line. Timmons tried to throw it up top. Picked off by Pfizer. He's played well. Over to Fitz at center ice. Bounced off of his stick. Sandbrook will throw it back in the Grizzlies zone. McDonald will move it ahead to Fitz near the Kansas City bench. He'll throw it to his right. Puck bounced off the Konepke stick. Over to Pfizer, but Konepke gets there first. Kansas City throws out to neutralize. Mavericks. Josh Lamb skates into the zone. He gets back checked, and Pfizer takes the puck away. So many steals and redirections and deflections by Terran Pfizer here tonight. Jay Powell, left point, shot blocked by Shearer. He throws it to Penner, no icing. Grizzlies make a line change. Powell chasing after it. He'll feed it over to Yolette. He gets it across with the pass behind Theo Calvis, who falls down near the Kansas City blue line. Puck in the Grizzlies zone. James Shearer spins it along to Jamison in the near side. Jamison will glide it ahead to Strong, 2-on-2. Strong will cross center ice. He'll chip it in. Kansas City did a good job getting back defensively. Sterrett feeds to the near corner. Mavericks will chip it out to center ice. Though will run after it as he'll skate and get it. Though skates towards the near side. Now throws it ahead to the Kansas City blue line. Taken by Strong, who stays on side. Strong gets the puck. He skates towards the near goal line. He looked to center, and it's picked off by Luke Stevens. He'll tap it off the glass. Goes to Thoe as he hangs around a neutral. Skates towards his left. Now he'll drive it around the boards. Thoe gets blasted by Yolette. Jamison on the right side, skates towards the corner. Stevens battling with them. Jamison over to Simeone, up top for Bartley. He'll get to the left side for Pouncey. It bounced off of his stick. Pouncey skates towards the corner. Simeone in the area. Simeone feeds out in front of Pouncey. He'll take a shot. Saved by Sterrett. Rebound shot. No goal. It came close, though. But Sterrett makes the save. Pouncey looking for his third goal of the year. Good stop by Shane Sterrett as the pass connected out in front to Pouncey.
Oh, Tyson, not sure how that puck didn't go in. Kyle Pouncey right on the doorstep. Shane Sterrett made just enough of a save. Keep it out of the net.
Great pass by Simeone from out behind the net. Out in front to Pouncey. Grizzlies make a line change. Sterrett for a second didn't know where the puck was. It was below him and in the crease. Didn't cross the goal line.
That looked like Nick Pashajov caught sight of that puck and kind of pushed it back under the pads of Sterrett.
Draw taken in the far circle. Victor Bartley will take it. Boy, Grisby got startled by the noise there being made. Bear sound. Grizzlies win the offensive zone draw. Pfizer skates starts his route to go righty shot. And it gets blocked. Jay Powell and Luke Stevens in the area. Stevens was the one that blocked the shot. Pfizer on the right side. Now Power with a shot and is blocked by McLaughlin. Now left side, Martin over to Power, who skates towards his right. Power avoids a check of McLaughlin. Now Power tries to break free of McLaughlin. He'll get it over to McCallchuck, who skates towards the right corner. McCallchuck gets up top for Pouncey. Fires towards the net. Scores! I don't think he got redirected. Kyle Pouncey gets his third of the year. And the Grizzlies have extended the lead. It's 2-0. Pouncey high fives everybody on the Grizzlies bench. Just a crafty shot from the right side. A Grizzly player avoided it as it was about chest high and just kind of snuck past Shane Sterrett.
Well, Kyle Pouncey had his shot stop saved by Sterrett right on the doorstep, and now he redeems himself. What a crafty shot there by Pouncey. You're right. Just finds his way into the back of the net.
Like Pfizer was in the area, but it didn't look like he got a piece of it.
Tyson, that might have hit the stick of Jared Power.
Pouncey gets the goal. McCallchuck and Power with the assist. That's Jared Power's first professional point. Goes out to center ice. Utah leads 2-0. Hugo Watt, center ice near side. And so skating into the zone. Battles with Raby. As Watt gets taken away by Raby. Puck feeds over to Sekos. Skate behind Utah's net. Grizzlies skate from left to right. Sekos over to McDonald in the near side. They'll chip it ahead to Raby. Puck flips high into there. Glove by Bright. He'll skate towards the right circle. Center pass. Shot. Saved by Sterrett. What a stop as Wright connected on Sekos with the pass. And Wright takes it away. He'll throw it to the far side for Sekos. I try to get it out in front to Wright. It bounced off his skate. And Jordan Timmons gets it and moves it ahead. Hugo Watt, center ice. Will glide towards the center ice logo. Kansas City's Josh Lamon dumps it back in. Tando had the Kansas City head coach looks on. As the Grizzlies throw it towards neutral ice for Cameron Wright. He'll dump it in from center. Penner in the right corner. He gets hit by Calvis. Gets pinned there. You let over there as well. Kansas City gets the puck. Mavericks towards the near side. Josh Elms towards center ice. Gets cut off by Pfizer. Now you let gains the line. Allegedly onside. He skates towards the right side. Gets around Fitz. He'll take a shot. He scores. Laurent Yolette made a nice move. Skated towards his right. And the Mavericks with top shelf on Lucas Brick to get their first goal of the game. Let high fives everybody on the Kansas City bench as he gets his 7th goal of the season. Gillette got around Fitz, got to the right side, and made a nice shot there over the right shoulder of Lucas Parikh.
That really was a nice shot there by Lauren Gillette. Not a lot of room in that corner of the net, but he found just enough because the Grizzlies lead in half.
Oh, Kansas City might have been close to being offside there. I'm not sure if it was or not. Gillette with the goal. Jay Powell and Josh Helms with the assist. That's Powell's first assist of the year. Josh Helms gets his 8th assist of the campaign. Draw at center ice. Utah leads 2-1. As Kansas City scored 1 minute and 8 seconds after Utah made it 2-0. Pass head. Cam Strong skates in. He'll take a shot. Oh, and he missed the net. Well, Strong made a nice move on Sterrett, but didn't convert. Simeone over to Strong. Strong hits the side of the net looking for Jamison out in front. As Kansas City will bounce it off the stick. Average. Luke Stevens will throw it behind his back for Santurno. He'll gain the line. He skates along the near boards. Santurno battles with Pouncey, throws it behind his back for Passagov. He'll skate towards the near goal line. Passagov flips it across. As now Passagov gets it back behind the net. Looks for a backhand shot, wrap around. Puck flips in the air. Gloved by Parikh, and he holds on. And some pushing after the whistle. Passagov and Lucas Parikh. Looked like Parikh was pushing Theo Calvis because Calvis got pretty close to him. 14:49 left in the second. Utah leads 2-1.
Well, we're starting to see this game get a little bit more wide open here in the second period. Tempers are starting to flare again. The Grizzlies need to keep a level head. They need to understand that they need to be smart and stay out of the penalty box while being physical in this game.
Lucas Parikh and Luke Stevens exchange some words. 2-1 Grizzlies, 14:49 into the second. It was a 1-0 game after one period. Kyle Pouncey made it 2-0. He scored 3:23 in with McCallchuck and Power getting the assist. 4:31 in. Kansas City got on the board. Ullett got a 7th of the year. Powell and Josh Helms with the assists. Sekos take the face-off against Josh Lamon. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Sure gets over to McDonald. He's in the near side. Puck flips high into the air. Bounces in Kansas City territory. Gathered by Stompelhar. Now McLaughlin throws to the near side for Timmons, who throws it past McDonald out to center ice. But Raby picks it up. Raby tries to get around Timmons, but Timmons pins Raby along the boards. Lamon back in his own zone. We'll throw it to Stompelhar. Back to McLaughlin, who feeds it out to center ice. Looking for Hugo Waugh. Lucas Parikh skates towards the corner. Lamon throws to the right side. Shot saved by Parikh. Now to the left side. Timmons backhand shot saved by Parikh. Boy, Lucas skated all the way out to the corner. Couldn't clear it out. And Hugo Waugh had a good look, and Freak was able to get back in his net there, back near the crease, and was able to make a save.
Oh, my goodness, Tyson. Lucas Parikh giving us a heart attack on a Sunday afternoon. He just tries to clear the puck, ends up hitting it off a Maverick, and then just dives to make a save. I don't know how he got back to make that save. Lucas Parikh really turned on the Jets and got back in the crease. Incredible.
Hugo Waugh had the shot from the right side, and a backhand shot from the left, and Freak made the save. Utah leads 2-1, but Kansas City doing what they can to try to tie it up. Grizzlies win the draw. Bartley will feed it over towards Power. Back to Bartley, who's paired up with Aaron Tho. Bartley throws it to Tho on the near side. Aaron Tho skates along the near wall, throws it ahead for Strong. It bounced off his stick. Puck goes to the corner. McCallchuk to the right side, skates around the net. He goes down. Ullette was in the area. Ullette gets the puck. He'll skate towards the far side. He'll feed it to center. It goes past Ryan Harrison. And it looks like icing's going to be called on Kansas City. 13:48 left in the second. Draw's going to come back in the Kansas City zone. Make sure to follow the Grizzlies on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. I'm on Twitter at Tyson on Sports. Penner will take the draw. He's got Fitz and Pfizer out there. Bartley and Tho, the defensive pairing. Ullette will take the draw for Kansas City. As a draw won by the Grizzlies. Aaron Tho will chip it to the corner. Nobody's there as it rolls behind Kansas City's net. Dylan Fitz gets held up. Penner gets held up by McLaughlin. Arm is raised by the referee. Cross-checking is going to be the cause. Tyler Penner got hit in the back. Grizzlies going to be on the power play when we come back. Utah leads 2-1. 13:39 left in the second. We're back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverick's new Bean to Cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Jake McLaughlin gets 2 minutes for cross-checking. He is in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Have you or someone you know been charged with a DUI? Rogers and Russell is Utah's DUI defense firm. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious, and you need great attorneys on your first line. Look for a letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to schedule a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Call and get Utah's #1 DUI defense team, Rogers and Russell. That'll be big for the Grizzlies to capitalize on the power play here and extend the lead. It's a 2-1 game, but Kansas City does have a little bit of momentum build up after the Ullette scored the goal.
Yeah, Tyson, this is a big opportunity here for the Grizzlies on the power play. They did a few good things on their opportunity in the first period. I wonder if they can build upon that here. Maybe put the puck in the back of the net.
5 forwards on the ice. Sekos will take the face off. Raby and Jameson up top. Or Raby and Jameson acting as forwards. Wright and Pfizer up top. Linesman giving instructions to the face-off participants. I think that's Josh Lamb taking the draw for Kansas City. It is. Utah wins the face-off. Cameron Wright on the left side. Fires it off the end boards. Jameson battles with Konepke. They'll throw it over to Sekos. He's on the left side. Gets around Lamb. Sekos in the corner. Throws it up top for Wright. Lines it back to Sekos. Now he feeds it to Pfizer. Back to Wright. One-timer, and it goes high. As it bounced off the glass, Jameson throws it back towards Sekos. Kansas City anticipated it. Picks it off and clears it out. Freak towards the near side will nudge it ahead to Pfizer. Kansas City makes a full line change. 13-10 and counting left in the second. 1:28 and counting left in Utah's power play. Cameron Wright back in his own zone. He'll skate towards his left, gets around Pfizer. Pass to Raby on the left side. Raby dumps it to the left corner. It bounces off the boards on 2 hops of the ice. Now Raby takes it away behind the net. He's gotten a goal tonight. 11 on the season. Wright spins over to Sekos on the left side. Back to Pfizer in the high slot. It glanced off his stick. Kansas City pokes it out of the zone. Right back in his own end. Good effort by Nick Pastajov. Kansas City forward. As Pfizer crosses center ice, skates down the middle, gets around Pastajov. Pfizer glides towards the right side, gets up top for Wright. Across to Sekos. Wright collided with Josh Elms. Make that Pfizer collided with Elms. Right in the high slot. Righty shot. Glove saved by Starrett. Both teams make a line change. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. 46 seconds left in the power play. Utah leads 2-1.
I like what the Grizzlies were able to do on that first power play unit there. Just good puck movement, a few good shots. Just weren't able to put it home. But I like what I saw.
Fitz, Penner, and Strong. Down low, Shearer and Martin up top. 2 defensemen, 3 forwards on this power play unit. Penner, the Grizzlies' Iron Man. And he'll take the face off. Penner's laying on the puck. Yolette uses an excuse to hit him in the back a couple times. Now Harrison gets it. And he'll clear it out. It looked like Penner was laying on the ice, and Yolette did a couple push-ups on Penner. Probably didn't help Penner's back a little there. Martin over to Fitz. He crosses center ice right wing. Fitz gains the line, throws it across. It's off the boards near Utah's bench at center ice. Shearer gets blasted by Yolette. As Bryson Martin skates down the middle, gains the line, surrounded by 4 Mavericks. He'll dump it to the right corner. As Martin gets blasted off the boards by Nate Konepke. Over to the far side. Penner throws up top to Shearer. Now to Fitz in the right point. Late in the power play. Fitz over to Shearer. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Sterrett. Rebound goes to the near corner. Kansas City's back at full strength. They feed McLaughlin with the pass. Fresh out of the penalty box. He'll skate towards the left circle. Take a shot that goes wide. Tyler Penner will get it across. Nobody home but a Maverick as they skate over there. Theo Calva skates towards the left circle. Backhand shot. Saved by Preek. Rebound. Penner clears it out. It's going to be icing on the Grizzlies. 11:20. And counting left in the second period. Utah leads 2-1.
I feel like that's a missed opportunity for the Grizzlies not being able to capitalize on that power play. It did look a little bit better that time around. They did have the services of Cameron Wright, who was in the penalty box the first time around in the first period. Seems like the Grizzlies are slowly inching towards building a lot of really good chemistry on that power play. They really just haven't clicked yet.
Utah for 2 on the power play so far tonight. 1 for 3 on Saturday night. Utah looking for a 3-game sweep. They won 2-1 on Friday and 5-4 in a shootout last night. Mavericks win the face-off. Josh Lamon gets blasted by Shearer. Lamon has the puck in the near corner. They'll throw it behind the net. There's a Mavericks. Timmons trying to kick it out in front. Bounced off of Penner and rolls towards the far corner. It's Mavericks in the attack zone. Now Martin nudges it ahead to Fitz. Fitz crosses center ice 2-on-3. He'll dump it to the corner as he gets around Stoppelhar. I tried to get it out in front, but got too close to the crease. Power couldn't reach it. Hugo Wong throws it back to McLaughlin. Across to Stoppelhar. Back to McLaughlin. He's on the near side. And so get it ahead. As it rolls off the end boards. Icing is on the Mavericks. 10:41 left in the second.
I think Jared Power has had a really strong game here today. He's been noticeable and recently just picked up his first pro point on that assist on the Pouncey goal. So welcome to Utah, Jared Power.
And we thought he would have gotten an assist in his pro debut, and then they took it away from him because it appeared that he actually didn't get his first assist as a pro. But he does now. Simeone will take the draw as he wins the face-off against Josh Lamon. Actually, Lamon won the draw. So he'll throw it to the near side for Stompahar as McCallchuk will bounce off the glass. Rolls back to McCallchuk. It hits off his ankle. Goes back to Stompahar as McLaughlin. Back to Stompahar. McCallchuk delivers a hit on McLaughlin. As Mavericks cross center ice. And Santurno from center ice will backhand it as it goes airborne. Preek gloves it and holds on. We get a whistle, 10:17 left in the second.
Tyson, I really think Lucas Parikh has been on his A game. Every single game he's played against the Mavericks today is no different. He's been on it, including that diving save earlier on in the period. Lucas Parikh, he's been fantastic.
The only goal he's allowed was really on a tough angled shot where Loren Yolette made a really nice play, skating to his right and then getting to the circle and just firing really a tough angle. Yolette earned that goal. So draws over in the far circle. Pass job will take it against Sekos. Sekos, the Clarkson University product, first full season as a pro. Sekos, along with Taryn Pfizer, were big for the Grizzlies in their playoff run where they went to the Western Conference Finals. Grizzlies looking to make a similar type run this year. As a draw won by Utah. Right over towards Raby. Now Shearer back to right on the right side. So gained the offensive line. Bounces off of Raby's skate. Now right gets it. Shot. Kick saved by Sterrett. As Raby over to the near side. Back to right. He loses the puck in the near circle. Kansas City trying to get it out towards center. Shearer keeps it in and feeds it back to the corner. Jay Powell collides with Raby in the corner. Santurno will bounce it off of Shearer. Sekos delivers a hit on Calvis. Puck rolls out to center ice, but McDonald somehow kept it in the left point. Right over to Sekos, back down the middle for Raby. They'll fire it towards Wright. Wright couldn't get any room to get a shot off. Good defensive play by Santurno as the puck rolls towards Starrett, who covers up. Wright had a good look there, and I think Kansas City fans have to be excited about picking up Luke Santurno. Looks like he's a pretty good two-way forward.
Yeah, he's looked really well in the few games that he's played here for the Mavericks since coming over in that trade from Wheeling.
You let and James Shearer push each other. Now Jay Powell pushes Connor McDonald. McDonald and Jay Powell exchanged some words, but it was Gillette and James Shearer who were doing some pushing. Gillette's going to the penalty box. I think a Grizzly might be going as well. We haven't seen as much physical stuff as I think we thought we were going to see. We've seen a little bit of it.
There's still time.
Gillette's in the penalty box. That's right. We got about half of the game left. 9:39 left in the second as we're halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. Josh Helms and Laurent Gillette are both in the penalty box for Kansas City. 9:39 left in the second.
One of the things I love about Connor McDonald is he's a great puck-moving defenseman. He's also really great defensively, great at getting sticks on pucks and getting away shooting lanes. But, man, he's not afraid to go toe-to-toe with anybody. Right there, standing up for his teammates. That's what a good captain does. And Captain Connor McDonald showing it here today.
Alex Norman having a conversation with Grizzlies head coach Ryan Kanasowicz. So two guys are in the box for Kansas City. Don't see anybody yet going for Utah. So we'll see if anybody does. If not, we could have a 5-on-3 power play. Now Alex Norman is going to talk with Tad O'Had, and Tad says, why are two of my guys in the penalty box and nobody's in for them? Or something to that effect.
Well, Tad O'Had might blow a fuse sometime soon here. So we'll keep an eye on that.
It looks like Stompelhar got a 10-minute misconduct, and Gillette got 2 for roughing. So it's one penalty. One guy got a 10-minute misconduct, and Gillette got 2 for roughing. So the Grizzlies should have a 5-on-4 power play. Utah led 1-0 after one period. Dakota Raby scored 4:35 in. Sekos and Wright with the assist. 3:23 into the second period. Kyle Pouncey scored from the right point. Mikalchuk and Jared Power with the assist. It's Power's first pro point. Laurent Gillette got Kansas City on the board. 4:31 in. His 7th of the year. Elms and Powell with the assist. Grizzlies going to be on the power play for the 3rd time tonight. They're 0 for 2 so far this evening. 5 forwards on the ice. Right, Raby, Sekos, Jamison, and Pfizer. Wright having some words with Luke Stevens. Wright had a big-time collision with Pascal Laberge. Laberge is not in the Kansas City lineup today. From the replays I saw, it looked like more of a body shot than anything else from Wright. Utah leads 2-1. Critical sequence in this game halfway through. As the draw won by Utah as it goes up top for Cameron Wright. Wright throws to Pfizer. Back to Sekos on the far side. He'll feed it back to the other corner for Raby. Raby tried to find Cameron Wright. Josh Lamon sniffed it out. He throws the center ice, picked off by Wright. Now to Sekos, back over to Cameron Wright. Now to Raby in the left circle. I looked to center, but nobody was home. As Luke Stevens will clear it out. I think they're hoping that Jamison would cut in front of the net there. As Preet gets over to Taryn Pfizer. 9:11 and counting left in the second. Utah leads 2-1. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 20-14. Cameron Wright in the right side gains the line. Throws it across to Raby. Now to Jamison. Left circle. He'll bounce off the end boards. Raby and Sekos on the end wall. As Raby feeds over to the right point for Pfizer. Sekos lets it go to the corner for Raby. It's Raby surveys. So the Sekos. Back up top for Pfizer. Now Sekos across. It bounced off a Kansas City stick and flies into the Grizzlies bench. Jackson Hibbard, the assistant equipment manager, gets the puck. And he's going to toss it to somebody in the 4th row. Both teams make a line change. 1:05 left in Utah's power play. Their 3rd of the game.
Well, it's interesting because that first power play unit has 5 forwards on it. Now you have 3 forwards and 2 defensemen in Shearer and Martin. Let's see what they can do.
Up top is Fitzpenner and Cam Strong. And the draw won by Kansas City. Theo Calvis will carry it out to neutralize. Calvis crosses center. Now he gets to the right point. Righty shot. Saved by Preek. Calvis collided with James Shearer after Calvis took the shot. And Strong gets it across to Fitz. He'll cross center ice. He'll roll it around the boards. Back over to the left side. Cam Strong gathers it, wearing number 26. Up top for McDonald. Back to Strong. As McDonald replaced Shearer. Shearer had done with his helmets. McDonald over to Martin. He's on the right side. Trying to get it across. It bounced off a Lamb stick. As Fitz up top for McDonald. Back to Fitz. Trying to get it back to McDonald. It glanced off a Kansas City stick. Fitz and McDonald collide. Kansas City clears it out to center. Martin throws to the right side for Penner. He gains the line. Throws it down the middle. Pass behind Cam Strong. Fitz was over in the same area. Fitz will bounce it off the boards. Penner over to the right side. 10 seconds left in the power play. Penner will chip it around. Connor McDonald gets it. McDonald will skate towards the left circle. He'll take a shot that goes high. And that'll do it for the power play. He lets out of the box. He joins the play. Fits in the offensive zone, spins it around. Bartley replaces McDonald, and Bartley gets the puck. He'll throw it to Tho. He'll take a lefty shot that goes high from the right side. It's Kansas City. Lamb will bounce it off the Bartley as Fitz over towards Penner behind Kansas City's net. Penner sporting a beard. As the Mavericks skate towards the near corner. Jake McLaughlin, who may be Kansas City's most active defenseman here today. So skate towards the near side. He's being shadowed by McCallchuck. McLaughlin gets around McCallchuck. He's now at neutralized. It's McLaughlin across the center ice logo. Feed a right wing pass that bounced off the board. Chiavo chasing after it. Bartley in the area. Simeone over towards Jared Powers. Skates along the far wing boards. He'll throw it out to center ice. Chiavo gets the bouncing puck. This goes back to Konepke. Sandbrook over to Konepke. So throw it to center ice. Picked off by Tho. Tho trying to gain the line. You let him deliver a big hit. Simeone over to Bartley. Bartley out to neutralize. Throws to McCallchuck. It bounced off his skate. Rolls back to Kansas City. Nate Konepke back in his own zone. Will throw it to center ice. Looking for Chiavo. Taps it in from center. Break behind his net. 6.5 minutes left in the second. Will give way to Aaron Tho. He'll glide it ahead to Power, who will drift it back into the Kansas City zone. Mavericks regather it. As Kansas City throws to Jay Powell. He skates along the left side. Looks like he moves pretty well for a guy his size. They'll throw it to the near corner. Powell chases after it. He gets pushed by Tho. Powell centers it. Picked off by Raby. He'll feed it to the near side for Wright. Wright crosses center. He overskates it. Gets it back. Gets kicked by Santurno. He'll ice the puck. Preek raises his arm. And so does the linesman. 6:06 left in the second. Utah still leads 2-1.
Tyson, I think the Grizzlies have the right idea on the power play. They're moving the puck really well, but the problem is it just seems like they're not on the right page. It seems like they're making passes to where they think a guy should be, but then that guy is somewhere else, and then passes just aren't connecting, and as a result of that, you can't really get a lot of rhythm going on that power play. I think that just one thing you had to look at in practice.
Sekos take the draw. He's got Wright and Raby out there. Up top is Pouncey and Bryson Martin. Kyle Pouncey earlier in the second period scored his third goal of the year. Off the draw, Pouncey left wing shot. Kick saved by Starrett. Now Raby gets it. Right side backhand shot. Saved by Starrett again. Rebound goes to the far corner. Raby skates back towards the left circle. And he'll feed it over to Sekos near side. It gets kicked away. And Kansas City gets it in the slot. They'll throw it to Jay Powell across the center ice. Powell to the left. Gains the blue line and dumps it in. The Mavericks make a full line change. Santurno gets hit by Pouncey. Pouncey wearing number 23. As well as Max Sekos collides with Josh Lamon. Pouncey continues to hold Santurno. Now he lets him go. It's the Mavericks centering pass. Shot to score. What a play by the Mavericks as they found Jake McLaughlin cutting down the middle. And he fired a one-timer as he was falling down. And the Mavericks have tied it up. Good play by Kansas City, who scored 2 unanswered. And the Grizzlies looked like they were in control there, but a couple missed power play opportunities. And then Kansas City really made a good play out in front. And McLaughlin has had an outstanding series.
Yeah, Tyson, he really has played well in all 3 games here. And you're right. Greatest opportunity on the power play. Kansas City takes that momentum and takes it the other way. A great play for McLaughlin just to be out in front of the net. There's really no chance for Parikh to make that save.
After the goal was scored, Josh Lamon committed a penalty. We saw a similar sequence where a Grizzly got a penalty right after they'd scored a goal, and it looks like Josh Lamon has committed a penalty for Kansas City. So it looks like the Grizzlies are going to go back on the power play, and Tad O'Had is furious. A little title on the collar there as Tad O'Had doesn't understand why a penalty was called on Kansas City's Josh Lamon.
Oh, boy, Tyson, he is heated. He is red as a tomato.
No, he looks like that seat behind him. He is
hot.
We're skating 5-on-5. Lamb must have gotten a misconduct. He went to the penalty box as Grizzlies win the draw. We're tied at 2. Connor McDonald will throw it ahead to Taryn Pfizer. Yes, 10-minute misconduct for Lamb for abusive official. As Kansas City misconnected on a pass, they ice the puck, whistle blows. Kansas City's goal was scored 14-28 in. McLaughlin with the goal, Lamb with the assist. So Lamb threw the pass, and then he got a 10-minute inciting misconduct.
Well,
Inciting's a word that I've got in the piece of paper.
It's quite interesting. For Kansas City, they lose one of their most reliable forwards in Lamb for 10 minutes. It's up to the Grizzlies to capitalize on that here.
Is that hockey's version of taunting? I'm not sure. Inciting. I think it's the first for me here in a while, at least. Drawing the Kansas City zones, won by Utah. Taryn Pfizer gets hit. Grizzlies trying to find Sure cutting in front of the net. It goes past him and all the way deep in the Grizzlies zone. We're tied at 2. 5 minutes and counting left in the second. As the Grizzlies scored the first 2 goals of the game, and Kansas City answers with 2 unanswered. Pfizer on the right side will chip it to the corner. Penner skates over there. Grizzlies in the attack zone as Pfizer back around. Sure skates towards the left corner. He gets it. He throws up top for Fitz, who keeps the line. Fitz, left point shot, and it's blocked by McLaughlin. Kansas City clears it out to center. McDonald over to Shearer. Still fired around the boards. It hits a stanchion and rolls towards the right corner. As Theo Calvis got hit pretty hard by Pfizer. Calvis wants a call, none to be had. McLaughlin back deep in his own zone as Calvis will skate off the ice. It's Kansas City behind the net. Jamison can't believe it. He loses the stick. He trips up McLaughlin. It's going to be a penalty on Keaton Jamison. Jamison skates towards the near corner. The referee's arm is raised. Delayed penalty. And the Grizzlies going to be shorthanded once the next whistle blows. Simeone having some words with Yolette. Yolette wanting to play physical and then some here today. It's Kansas City out towards center ice. Hugo Waugh gains line. Grizzlies trying to touch it up. Waugh left side shot blocked by Tho. And now it's touched up by Jamison. Jamison gets 2 minutes for tripping. I guess you can call it, but it kind of felt a little ticky-tack.
Yeah, Tyson, it did. I'm not sure I agree with that call. Jamison did let go of his stick. Like, he wasn't trying to draw a penalty or anything like that. But
let's see here. They show a replay. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, it is.
Yep, good call. Grizzlies fans wouldn't like it. Jamison was the one that lost his stick. It was a good call. Tripping's the penalty. 2 minutes for tripping. 3:55 left in the second period. Time out on the ice. We'll take one as well. Kansas City will be on the power play when we come back. We're tied at 2 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
We're tied at 2. Kansas City has scored 2 unanswered here in the second period. Guy, unfortunately, another second period that's been a little bit rough for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Tyson, I think you got to look at that power play. 0 for 3 in this game. Few missed opportunities for the Grizzlies to really come away with a big lead. Instead, it's a 2-2 game. Kansas City took advantage of the Grizzlies not scoring on the power play. They were able to cash in a few times of their own. Now you got Keaton Jamison in the box. Unfortunate play where his stick just got caught up between the legs of a Kansas City Maverick. There really wasn't a whole lot he could do about it. His stick was just there, and the Maverick kind of just walked into it. But Jamison finds himself in the box, and the Grizzlies on the penalty kill. Watch out for McDonald and Shearer, though, 2 of the Grizzlies' best penalty killers. They do an excellent job.
Passage job will take the draw on the near side. It's one of those, you're playing hard, you're playing hockey. Sometimes you trip a guy up. I think it's a penalty Ryan Knaswich would take just because the guy's battling. Grizzlies win the draw, and Zach Sekos will clear it out as it glides slowly towards Shane Sterrett. But that might be a hockey puck that's played 3 games in less than 48 hours with as little steam as it had there rolling towards Sterrett. More of a glide to Sterrett as passage job at neutral ice will cross center. He'll gain the line as he skates towards the left circle. He's now in the corner being shadowed by McDonald. The 2 captains collide in the corner. Luke Stevens gets stripped up behind Utah's net. Secos battles. He'll throw it over to Penner on the far side. Penner slices it all the way out towards Sterrett, who stops the puck right in front of the crease. He'll get it over to Jake McLaughlin, who scored the game-tying goal a few minutes ago. McLaughlin skates around the net. He's got 3 goals this season, same as Kyle Pouncey. Pass job, throws to the right side. Pouncey scored earlier in the second period for Utah. McDonald gathers it in the far corner. He'll spin it around. Goes past Nick Passage-off. Turn Pfizer gets it. He skates towards the right corner, one-on-one. Pfizer throws to Shearer with a blast. Saved by Sterrett. Shearer looking for a second opportunity. That shot went wide. A good look by Shearer there, shorthanded. Harrison to neutralize. Gets it poked away by Cameron Wright. Harrison has to chase after it. Good effort by Cameron Wright. That second effort type of stuff is part of what makes Cameron Wright what he is. Such a good hockey player. Wright will skate off the ice. 38 seconds left in the power play for Kansas City. 2.5 minutes left in the second. We're tied at 2. Loren Ullette gains the line left side. Gets around Bryson Martin, does Ullette. Ullette collides with Victor Bartley. Now it rolls out in front of the net. Break covers up. Ullette and Dylan Fitz box each other out. Break throws a stick over towards the far corner. Break now picks up 2 sticks. One of them is Ullette's. Break is going to play keep away with Loren Ullette's stick. Now he drops it, and Ullette's able to get a stick. The thing with Break, when there's action out in front of the net, he's not going to wait for everybody else. Break's going to go in there and get some action in himself.
No, Lucas Perique definitely took offense to Loren Ullette being too close to his crease, and he let him know, you're inside my box. Get out. Gave him a big push. We're starting to see tempers flare here late in the second period. Sets the stage for a wild third.
I mean, Kansas City is a team that's got a lot of pride. They've had a pretty good year so far, and they don't want to get swept, obviously, by anybody, regardless of where they're at, and especially with them being in the standings right now in second place by themselves. So they've got a lot of pride. And the first 2 games were each decided by 1 goal. It could have gone either way. It's obviously Kansas City, even though fatigue's probably settled in pretty strongly on both sides, both teams know the importance of this game, and that's probably why Shane Sterrett, the Kansas City starter, is in there playing all 3 games in this series. Draw 1 by Kansas City. There's McLaughlin over in the left point. We're tied at 2. They'll throw it across. Mavericks still on the power play for another 17 seconds. McLaughlin throws the Passage-off just outside the left circle over to McLaughlin. Back to Passage-off. Mike fires it out in front and gets kicked away. Now Santurno with a shot, and it's blocked by Shearer. Grizzlies gather it and clear it out. This will be a successful Utah disaster cleanup penalty kill as Keaton Jamison comes out of the penalty box. Less than 2 minutes left in the second period. McLaughlin gains center ice, and they'll whip it around the boards. Luke Stevens gets it poked away by Shearer. Now Sekos lifts it high into the air. It bounces to center ice. Raby trying to locate it, but Nate Konepke will move it ahead to Passage-off. He'll bounce it off a teammate. Passage-off comes off the ice. Mavericks make a full line change. Right wing pass to Sekos to the Kansas City blue line. Sekos gets it as he just dances around, throws it back to McDonald. He gets poked away by Timmons. Jordan Timmons of Kansas City. Sekos back in his own end, moves to Pouncey, back to McDonald. McDonald fakes to Sekos. Now he gets to Sekos along the far wing boards across center ice. Sekos skates towards his right, feeds over to Raby. Whistle blows. The Grizzlies are called for offside with 1:15 left in the second.
Tyson Zach Sekos is just such a fun player to watch. I mean, his puck movement is phenomenal, but he's also really good at deking around players. We saw him dance around in the Maverick zone. Looks like no Maverick could touch him. He's just moving around.
Thing with Sekos, he goes from 0 to 60 just like that. Like, he's so quick. He can be in a standstill position and move and get from point A to point B in no time. 1:15 left in the second. Draw 1 by Kansas City. They throw it into the Grizzly zone, taken by Raby. Raby, the Michigan man who last year was a graduate, transferred at Sacred Heart University. Bounce over to Bryson Martin, who moves ahead to Raby. It bounced off of his stick, flies in the Kansas City zone. Start behind his net, throws to the near side. Simeone collides with Konepke. Ullette over there battling. It's played a ton of minutes. He's been physical throughout. This goes back to Luke Santurno. Harrison back to Santurno. He'll gain the line. Right side, he'll dump it in. Pouncey collides with Santurno. Pouncey loses his balance, gets back to his feet. Jamison with the puck. He'll throw it to center ice. Pass behind Dylan Fitz. It's icing on the Grizzlies. But it seems like those passes have just been behind players or bouncing off sticks. They just haven't been real crisp here so far this afternoon.
Yeah, Tyson, that might be the fatigue settling in for both teams. You're just not really as sharp as you were 2 days ago. But for the Grizzlies, it's the second period that kind of got away from them. But for them to have another strong third period here.
And it's tough considering just how spirited and how emotional the building was last night. It was such a fun atmosphere. Grizzlies won 5-4 overcoming a 4-2 third period deficit. Grizzlies win the draw. Martin over to Simeone. Now to Fitz across the center ice. He's wearing number 13. He'll skate towards the left circle, take a righty shot. Glove saved by Starrett. He holds on with 25 seconds left in the second period, but that's Dylan Fitz getting to his happy spot and firing away. Seems like he's found that spot quite a bit over the last month, and that's why he's had so much success.
Yeah, he really has had a lot of success shooting from his office. His happy spot, as you said, I mean, he really has a wicked shot, Dylan Fitz, and he uses it to its fullest extent.
We're tied at 2. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 25-16 during the second intermission. Guy Chiarenza will recap the period. We'll also talk with Tim Brassard. His thoughts on things. As Kansas City wins the face-off, though, across center ice. Hugo Waugh dumps it in. He falls down. They're going to call tripping on Bartley. No, we'd have to see a replay there as Bartley's stick was in the way. Bartley's not arguing the call. He's just going to skate towards the penalty box. We assume it was a good call, but Kansas City will be on the power play the last 17 seconds of the second period and maybe on into the third if Kansas City doesn't score. Let's see. They show a replay. Yep. Yeah. That was even the fans here at Mavericks Center, the partisan crowd can't argue that call. 2 minutes for tripping. Victor Bartley's in the box, 19:43 into the second period.
The Grizzlies go back on the penalty kill, and Tyson, that's not a spot you want to be in. The game is tied, but for the Grizzlies, you don't want to start out the third period having to be on the penalty kill.
Hugo Waugh's got an 11-game point scoring streak. He hasn't scored yet. He's the one that drew that penalty. Bartley's in the box right now. A former NHLer, played with Nashville and Montreal. Draw won by the Mavericks. They'll throw it up top to McLaughlin, who's already got a goal tonight. He skates towards the left point, 12 seconds left. McLaughlin over to Passage. Does he make some pasta? Over to McLaughlin. Shot blocked by Jamison. Goes out to center ice. 5 seconds left. McLaughlin gets tripped up by Jamison. No call. And Jamison now gets the puck, and now he'll do it for 40 minutes. Kyle Pouncey scored 3:23 into the second period. Loren Ouellette got Kansas City on the board, 4:31 in. And the Mavericks tied it up as really nice pass from Josh Lamb and out in front to McLaughlin, who put it away from the slot. McLaughlin got his third of the year. That's where we stand right now. Grizzlies outshot the Mavericks 13-8 in the second period. We're tied at 2. It's anybody's game. Remember, the first 2 games of this series were decided by 1 goal, and the Grizzlies came away with 2 one-goal victories. Grizzlies have been outstanding in both games decided by 1 and 2 goals this season. They're 18-6-3 in close games decided by 1 or 2 goals. We'll see if the Grizzlies can win another close one here in the third. When we come back, Guy will recap the first 2 periods. We'll have Tim Brassard and get his thoughts as well. For through 2 periods, we're tied at 2 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome to the Rio Tinto Kennecott second intermission report. I'm Guy Chiarenza alongside Tyson Whiting. It's a tie game after 40 minutes of play. The first two games in this series were decided by one goal. Seems like this game is going to come right down to the wire, just like the first two. It was the Grizzlies that got the scoring started in the first period. It was Dakota Raby, 4:35 into the first, getting his 11th of the year. That was assisted by Sekos and Wright. One of those strange plays where Sekos shot the puck at Starrett, bounced off his pads, and went right to the stick of Raby. And he found the back of the net, and that gave the Grizzlies a 1-0 lead. And that's where we stood. After 20 minutes of play, the Grizzlies outshot the Mavericks 12-8 after the first period. But in the second period, we saw the Kansas City Mavericks really catch back up as Kyle Pouncey extended the Grizzlies' lead to 3:23 into the second period. He gets his third goal of the year, and that was assisted by Vladislav Mikulchuk. And Jared Power picks up his first pro point. So welcome to Utah, Jared Power. But just a minute and 8 seconds after the Pouncey goal, Lauren Ouellette, a snipe from the far side, got his 7th of the year and cut the Grizzlies' lead in half. That was assisted by Elms and Powell. And then later on in the period, 14:28 in, the Kansas City Mavericks made it a tie game as Jake McLaughlin out in front received a pass from Josh Lamon, and he put away his third of the year, and that made it a 2-2 game. Timmons also got an assist on the goal for Kansas City. The Grizzlies did outshoot the Mavericks in the second period as well, 13-8. The Grizzlies lead the shot count 25-16 through two periods. The special teams department, Grizzlies have not performed well on the power play. They're 0 for 3 in this game, but the penalty kill has been strong. They're 2 for 2 so far in this game, but Kansas City Mavericks will have a minute and 43 worth of power play time to start the third period. As for shots on the Grizzlies side of things, Dylan Fitz continues to lead the team in shots through two periods, as does Kyle Pouncey. They each have 4 apiece. Penner and Raby also have 3. Lucas Parikh has also been solid. Both of those goals were really too tough for him to handle, as he has stopped 14 of 16. But Tyson, a few missed opportunities for the Grizzlies on the power play in the second period. Seems like it kind of let the game get away from them. They had a few opportunities to really extend their lead, but they just couldn't get it done, and Kansas City finds themselves back in this game, and we're tied after 40.
Yeah, the Mavericks just keep chipping away. That's really what they did in the second period, and that's probably why they're right now in second place in the Mountain Division. They just seem to find a way to keep chipping away. You know, they've got a dependable defensive unit. They've got a good goaltender in Shane Starrett, even though he looked fatigued ever since he stepped on the ice for warm-ups. It's looked like he's been a little bit tired. He's done the job, stopping 23 of 25. The defensive unit for Kansas City's done a good job. Now the Grizzlies says they've got 14 scoring chances. I'm not sure it's quite that good. Shane Starrett's a big guy, so it's not like he necessarily moves around all that much. He's 6'5" and 195 pounds. It doesn't give you a whole lot of the net to shoot at. Really, the thing for the Grizzlies, though, they got to have a successful Utah disaster cleanup penalty kill to start the third period. And like Friday and Saturday night, when you talk about the game being on the line in the third period, the Grizzlies just going to have to find somebody that can step up and make that game difference play. You know, who can make the difference and make that game-changing play. Is it going to be Cameron Wright again? Is it going to be, Taryn Pfizer, Dakota Raby? Who knows? Maybe Dylan Fitz has been active tonight with 4 shots. Somebody's going to have to make that sort of play to secure the 3-game sweep. Fatigue's obviously going to play a factor, but the Grizzlies seem to play their best over the last few years in those sort of situations. So I got to say that, Kansas City, I have to tip your hat for their effort in the second period, climbing back in the game. For the Grizzlies, you just have to keep chipping away and see if we can get one past Shane Starrett early in the third.
Yeah, I think that's the key for the Grizzlies, just to come out with a lot of energy in the third. I know it's the third game in 3 days, but there's got to be something left in the tank. They want to walk away with 2 points here. The thing that I noticed here, though, is the Grizzlies did leave the faceoff department 12-8 in the first period, but in the second period, 17-7, Utah dominated in the faceoff circle, and I really think that's a starting point for just gaining possession, getting back to playing your game, and really just setting things up in the offensive zone. You win those draws in the offensive zone, you get puck possession, you move the puck around, start taking shots. When we saw in the first period, a shot is all it takes. Starrett just let a bad rebound out in front, and Raby was able to put it away. It's going to be one of those plays, I think, for the Grizzlies that's going to have to happen if they want to get back into this game, and it starts with winning faceoffs, something that they've done well throughout the course of this game. So if they can just continue to do that, I see no reason why the Grizzlies can't walk away with 2 points here.
Well, 3 of the 4 goals scored in regulation last night came on rebounds, and obviously the one here, 4:35 in the first period, scored by Raby, was on a rebound. That might be the type of goal that Utah is going to need if they want to find a way to come out on top. And, the play has been physical. It's probably going to continue to be physical here because not only are you looking at, the last season meeting between these clubs, Kansas City wanting to end a 6-game losing streak against Utah. And you think about the standings. I mean, Kansas City, with the way Wichita's played lately, if they can come away with a victory here, salvage the 3rd game, they'll end up with 62 standings points. They'll inch 2 points further away from both Utah and Allen, who are currently tied for 4th in the division, and get a little bit of room from Wichita. So if you're Kansas City, this is a huge game for them. And for the Grizzlies, obviously you want to protect home ice anytime you can. And, with about 16 games left in the regular season, they're going to need every standing point they can get. There's 15 games left after tonight. When we come back to the Rio Tinto Kennecott intermission report, we'll be joined by Tim Brassard, and we'll get his thoughts on this second period as we're tied at 2. After 2 periods on the Rio Tinto Kennecott intermission report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Tim Brassard, our director of Grizzlies Insiders. Tim, Kyle Pouncey made a nice move there early in the second period, just kind of fired towards the net. Kind of a really odd-looking shot that ended up finding the back of the net.
That was quite the knuckle puck. That floater just stood out there like a duck, like one of those clay pigeons that they use. It just eventually kind of warbled its way into the back of the net.
A Phil Necro special.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he just had no idea where that was going or coming or what it was doing, and just found it right in.
Loren Ouellette's really played hard all game. He made a really nice move, started at the left point, kind of veered off to the right, and then on a tough angle was able to get it past Lucas Perique.
He did, and the frustrating thing is that out of as well as the defensive core was doing, all it took was that momentary lapse of losing position and watching your man, and it took that quick of a snap pass over to Ouellette, and Ouellette buried it. There's nothing Lucas can do.
At that point, it was 2-1. Unfortunately for the Grizzlies, second period's been a little bit tough here over the last few games. And I thought Kansas City's game-tying goal, they made a really nice play, getting it over to McLaughlin from behind the net, and he just cut out in front and really made a nice shot past Perique.
Yep, it's the same thing, that momentary lapse of reason, or not reason, but just coverage and not mentally being there. And, that's going to happen, right? 3 games, 3 days, you're not just physically fatigued. We talked about being mentally fatigued. And that's what it took, I'm not going to make that extra stride. I'm a little bit, I'm conserving my energy. And then, McLaughlin buried that one.
Feels like one of those games where whoever wins that real estate out in front of the crease and in the crease can end up winning this game.
Right. And some of the notes I had on here, Lucas Perique at the 14:49 mark, claiming his territory again. He and
he
as
likes
a goal,
that sort of action.
You do. And as a goal, you don't necessarily shy away from it, but there's a certain amount of real estate that's ours, that's meant to be ours, and we're going to fight for it. Sometimes it's a message to your own defense saying, I need this cleared. I don't want anybody here, or if somebody else comes in, I'm going to move you out. Or if it's your own teammate that comes in, I'm going to move you out. I'm going to do something to be physical. And that's kind of a beside the way kind of like, I am claiming the territory. You do the same.
It's been one of those games where the Grizzlies have had plenty of chances and just haven't found a way to capitalize on them.
Yeah, we need to talk about that power play. I was listening to guys' comments, and I'm like, right on, there's no rhythm, there's no rhyme. We're getting a little bit too cute. and the passings were, you pass with a purpose. If you're up there and you're looking to make a pass and you're not being challenged, you walk it in. You make the defender make a decision. Either I'm going to come out at you now. That's when it opens up the passing lanes. In the meantime, we have the passing making, and everybody's just still standing around, and Casey throws out their stick and it goes bouncing out of the zone. That's not power play rhythm. That's not the cohesion you want when you're trying to put something together, and that's why we're 0-3 on the power play tonight.
Kansas City did a good job battling back, but what do the Grizzlies need to do here in the third period, and maybe then some, to secure victory? After all, there's only been 2 overtime games since the start of the 2021-22 season, the Ryan Kanaswich era, here at Mavericks Center. Both of them against Kansas City, one last year and one last night.
Right. So if I'm Kansas City, I'm concerned about the goaltending. And he's done great so far, but that's 9 periods of hockey, folks. That's a lot. That's a lot of hockey. And right now he's got a 20-minute break in between, or 17-minute break in between. He's going to sit there, or he's got to stay loose. The total advantage to the Grizzlies in this period. Now they need to take advantage of that. Now, how best to take advantage of a fatigued goalie? Get the puck down low and make him work left to right, right to left. Make him active. Make him get out there. Make him earn it. And I'll tell you what, that fatigue set in, and at some point you're like, fine, done,
We got one of the best camera crews in the league, maybe the best camera crew in the league here today at Mavericks Center.
Absolutely, all year long. We got Jed Lieber on as our director. We have TB as our replay engineer. As always, Jeff on camera 1. We got Boyd on camera 2 and Cody on camera 3. We're not going to go into the way that Cody is asked to spell his name. We're just going to go with Cody.
Now, Jeff, I never see him because he's right above us over there, and Boyd, I believe, as well.
But we send good vibes continuously right here upwards.
I always wonder sometimes when popcorn comes falling down, is that Jeff and Boyd there?
Either that or Grisby up there harassing them, right?
Send us down some popcorn if you have any, Jeff. It's be a fun third period. Grizzlies looking to get a 3-game sweep, and I think it's certainly a big 2 weeks, sweeping 2 games against Wichita, then obviously winning the first 2 games against Kansas City, knowing that Grizzlies have had some trouble with Allen. They go to Allen for a 3-game set this weekend, and then Cincinnati, who's been a hot team, will be in town in late March.
Right. We put ourselves in this position. We don't have any more room to give. We're a little bit in a painted corner, and we got to come out of this. But at least we have the opportunities to make a difference on the teams that we can, climb up against. Now, granted, Cincinnati is in that mix too, and heavens, I don't know what their record is, but I think they just clinched as well. So, we got our work cut out for you, but at least it's ours to take.
Thanks for the time. We'll talk to you during the postgame report.
Sounds good, Tyson.
That's Tim Brassard. When we come back, we'll have third period action as we're grooving on a Sunday afternoon. 2 unanswered for Kansas City. The Mavericks will be on the power play the first minute, 43 of the third period. And we'll come back and have third period action when we come back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games,
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. We're about set for third period action. I am going to spend the entire night looking at a piece of paper. It's got 68 college basketball teams listed on it. Apparently one local team is in the tournament. Utah State is a 10 seed. They'll face Missouri in the first round. But the Grizzlies have some order of business here as they're looking for the 3-game sweep. Grizzlies are looking to make the playoffs of their own. Right now they're tied for 4th with 57 standings points. They've won 4 in a row. The Kansas City scored 2 unanswered. They're on the power play the first minute 43 of this third period. Kind of like Friday and Saturday night where the Grizzlies won by 1 goal, winning 2-1 on Friday and 5-4 in a shootout. It was the 8th round of the shootout when Dakota Raby scored last night. And, Guy, the Grizzlies are going to need a similar type blue-collar effort if they're going to want to come away with a series sweep here against Kansas City.
Yeah, Tyson, they are. And I think in all 3 games that we've seen so far in this series, Kansas City has not made it easy on the Grizzlies whatsoever, and tonight is no different. Grizzlies just need to, 1, come out here, kill out this penalty, and then they need to start playing their style of game. And like I said before, I think that just starts with winning faceoffs and getting possession, moving the puck around, being confident in what you do, keeping your head up, knowing where the puck is going, and the game will just come to you.
Lucas Breach so far has stopped 14 of 16. Shane Sterrett for Kansas City has stopped 23 of 25. Next week, the Grizzlies will take on the Allen Americans in a 3-game set over at Credit Union of Texas Event Center. Guy and I will do a remote broadcast this upcoming week. Next broadcast will be on Thursday night. 5:45 pregame show, 6:05 face-off. These teams meet Thursday and Friday night and Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone, 2 o'clock locally over in Texas. Next homestand for the Grizzlies is a 6-game set. March 22nd, 24th, and 26th against the Cincinnati Cyclones. Don't forget Military Night is going to be on Friday, March 24th. Wichita will be in town March 29th, 30th, and April 1st. 8th and final season meeting between the Grizzlies and Mavericks. Utah has won 6 in a row. They are 6-1 against Kansas City this season. Keaton Jameson will take the drive. He's got Zach Sekos, Connor McDonald, and James Shearer. I think Shearer had an equipment issue, which is why he left the ice there in the second period during Utah's power play when he normally would have been in there. Utah wins the draw. Shearer moves it ahead to Jameson. It bounced off of his stick and rolls to Kansas City. Mavericks on the power play to start the third period. Jake McLaughlin, who scored a second period goal, throw it to the left side for pass. Johnville gained the line, dropping off. Jameson skeets over there, glanced off his stick, rolls back to Kansas City. As the Mavericks feed it to the far corner. Pass to John, now up top to McLaughlin. Now Sandbrook on the right side. He surveys, it gets it up top for McLaughlin. Sekos dives to try to deflect it, and it goes out to center ice. As Passajov moves to his right. As Santurno gains the line, drops off for Stevens. Now to Sandbrook, back to Santurno at the near goal line. We'll chip it over to Sandbrook. He'll feed it up top to McLaughlin. He'll ski towards his left. He'll take a lefty shot, and it's blocked by Sekos. Zach gets it and clears it out. Good job by Zach Sekos. Grizzlies make a line change. 1 minute into the third period, 45 seconds left in Kansas City's power play. Neither team has scored a power play goal here so far. As Kansas City over to the far side, get it poked away by Penner. It's taken by Ryan Harrison. He's in his own zone. He'll throw it to the near side for John Schiavo. He'll feed it to center ice. It's taken by Jake McLaughlin. He'll get to the offensive blue line and drift it to the corner. McLaughlin will roll it along to the far corner. Taken back by Bryce Martin. He gets poked away by Harrison. Now pouncing behind the net. Fans on clearing it out. He gets tripped up by Harrison. No call. I don't believe that. Harrison with a shot that hits the pipe. As the Grizzlies are able to clear it out. This will be a Utah disaster cleanup. Successful penalty kill. He's coming out of the penalty box is Victor Bartley. We're tied at 2. Kansas City to the left side. Bartley skates towards the bench. Mavericks in their own zone skating from left to right as we see it from high top section 114. There's the Mavericks. They'll feed it towards the far side to Yolette. It bounced off his stick, rolls to center ice for McDonald. McDonald will bounce it off of Luke Stevens' stick. It rolls towards the left corner. As puck rolls towards Sterrett, Kansas City gets it back. As Stompelhar throws it towards Waugh, who gains the line, tries to split a double team. Fitz knocks him down. Puck rolls towards the crease. We get a whistle and a penalty. I tell you what, we don't want to get on the officiating, but how do you... never mind. Going to the penalty box to be Dylan Fitz. Fitz will get 2 minutes for holding. 17:43 left in the third. It's one of those where my tongue has been bitten from all these years of
I think I just like to see a little bit more consistency with the calls and what we're seeing here. But nonetheless, the Grizzlies go back to the penalty kill.
2 minutes for holding. Time of penalty, 2:17 in.
Penalty kill has been perfect today so far. They're going to have to stay perfect here.
Knock on wood.
Just stating the fact. Just stating a fact.
Passage out will take the face-off against Keaton Jamison. As the draw's going to be in the left circle. Draw won by the Grizzlies, and they clear it out to center. Secco's chasing after it. Stare it behind his net. We'll throw it over to Jake McLaughlin. 2.5 minutes into the third. We're tied at 2. McLaughlin will skate towards the near side, being shadowed by Secco's. McLaughlin neutralized, so throw it back to Pastajov. As he'll gain center ice, Jamison loses his stick. Over towards Stevens. He skates towards the right side, rolls it around the boards. Hugo Waugh collides along the boards with Jamison. Bryson Martin clears it out. Martin's been outstanding over the last 5 games. As Kansas City chases after it, McLaughlin will skate around his goaltender. It's Shane Sterrett. It's been that way all series. McLaughlin will throw it back to Hugo Waugh in the near corner of the Mavericks zone. He'll feed it to his left for Pastajov. Pastajov gets a new try, slices it over to Waugh. Waugh glides to Santurno. He gains the line right point and dumps it to the corner. As Waugh collides with James Shearer. Cam Strong over with Penner. The puck goes back over. Santurno near goal line. Throws it up top for McLaughlin. Halfway through the Kansas City power play. McLaughlin over to Pastajov. Back to McLaughlin. One-timer. And it's blocked by Strong and goes wide. As Stevens over towards Santurno. Right wing shot. Saved by Parikh. Lucas holds on. 47 seconds left in the Kansas City power play. We're tied at 2.
Cam Strong is an absolute warrior, laying his body on the line to block that shot, and then he gets right back up and gets in the face of Santurno. I just love the grit that Strong brings to his game.
Draw's going to be over in the right circle. My tongue hurts now from biting it. Gillette will take the draw against Keaton Jamison. Tied at 2. Have about normal of the Sunday crowd we normally get. We had an outstanding crowd on Saturday of over 8,100, second largest home crowd of the season. Draw won by Kansas City as Jordan Timmons throws it up top to Schiavo. Now across to Sambrook. Righty shot goes wide. Schiavo loses it. Goes out to center ice. Secco's thought about chasing after it, but it glides towards Sambrook, who anticipated the puck going into his own zone and was already there. Less than 30 seconds left in the power play. Sambrook will throw it to his left. To Ullette, back to Sambrook, who crosses center ice. He feeds the line to Schiavo, right point. Rolls it around. Now centering pass. Shot, save. Rebound, shot, kick, save by Parikh. Sambrook had 2 good looks. Harrison to the right side. He throws it back to Sambrook. Righty shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound goes out in front. Grizzlies get it. Jamison clears it out. It'll be a Utah disaster cleanup. Successful penalty kill as Dylan Fitz comes out of the box. He'll skate towards the bench. Ullette. Oh, Ullette just pushed Zach Secos in the back. Connor McDonald's going to fight him. Ullette lost his cool again. McDonald and Ullette drop the gloves. Ullette just pushed Zach Secos right in the back near the bench area at center ice. Neither guy was able to throw punches. The linesman stepped in. Secos kind of looking like a guy with a back issue. Ullette's going to the locker room. He just took his stick and just boom, right into Secos' back. And McDonald went in and, as a good captain would do, went and supported his teammates.
Not a good play there by Lauren Ullette.
Well, the Ullette's not going to the penalty box. He's going to the showers. He's been ultra physical all game. He wanted to set a tone, and he's done that.
He has. I just don't know if he's gone about the right way of doing it. Secco's trying to leave.
You got to be kidding me. That's got to be a suspension of multiple games. What a joke.
I mean, there's no way for Secos to even see him. I don't think he saw Ullette.
No, he had his back turned to him. Ullette didn't want to fight. I think he knew what he did. McDonald kind of had the, you got to be kidding me look. Like, we're just out here playing a game of hockey, and now we got. Ullette didn't go to the penalty box. He went to the locker room.
Well, a large amount of respect.
Faceoff's going to be in the Mavericks zone.
We want to give McDonald for standing up there for his teammate.
Sekos had his head collide towards the glass there that separates the two benches. 5-minute major for cross-checking, and he is out of here. Laurent Ouellette's going to hit the showers. He gets the heave-ho. Grizzlies get a 5-minute major. We're tied at 2, 15:34 left in the third period. Sekos to take the face-off. Raby and right up out front. Sure and Pfizer up top. Grizzlies win the draw. Sure. Throws it towards Pfizer. Right wing. Take a shot. He scores! Grizzlies take the lead as Pfizer scores from the right point. That's his 20th of the season. He's now tied with Cameron Wright for the club lead. And because it's a major power play, the Grizzlies scored 6 seconds into the power play, and they stay on the power play for the next 4 minutes and 54 seconds.
Boy, Tyson, the Grizzlies did not waste any time putting the puck in the back of the net. Just 6 seconds into the major power play. Now this crowd is roaring. The Grizzlies have a 3-2 lead.
Alex Norman has had his hand full. The Grizzlies, multiple Grizzlies players are talking with the Mavericks. Cameron Wright said something funny. Sambrook had to cover up his face. 3-2 Grizzlies. Sekos to take the draw against Ryan Harrison. Draw won by the Mavericks. They're in the major power play. James Shearer gets an assist, as does Dakota Raby. He's got a multiple-point game. Utah leads 3-2. Time to goal 4:32 in. As goes back over towards the left side. Raby crosses center ice. Now Raby gains the line. He gets poked away. Sekos left side takes a shot. Saved by Sterrett. Puck goes back to the left side. Taryn Pfizer skates towards the left circle. Back to Sekos in the corner. Sekos throws it up top to Shearer in the left point. Across to Pfizer. Pfizer towards the right side. Pfizer is now tied with Wright for the club lead in goals. Rolls it back to the left side for Sekos. He skates towards the corner. Now up top for Shearer. Across to Pfizer. He'll take a shot. It goes high off the over the crossbar and off the glass. Sekos in the left point. Gets it across to Pfizer. He now gets it up top for Shearer. Back to Pfizer. Skates towards the right circle. Pfizer looking for a shooting angle. Couldn't find one. He'll get it up top for Shearer. Back to Sekos on the left side. He'll skate towards the left corner. Here in the major power play. Raby throws it behind his back and it exits the zone. 3:45 and counting left in the major power play. Grizzlies move it ahead to right. Kansas City makes a line change. Right gets up top for Shearer. He'll throw it across the Tho. He's on the right side back up top for Shearer. He'll fire a shot and it goes wide. Didn't miss by much. Now Raby will bounce it up for Shearer. The Kansas City goaltender holds on. 14:03 left in the third. 3:29 left in the major power play. Utah leads 3-2.
Well, Tyson, this is a huge opportunity here for the Grizzlies. They've already connected for 1 goal on this power play. And I think that's a good sign for the Grizzlies power play now that they're finally able to get on the board. Now they're just improving here. Think about this major penalty where they can score as many times as they want. Excellent chance for the Grizzlies here to really break away in this game.
Grizzlies change up skaters. Jamison will take the draw. Strong and fits up down low. Up top is Tho and Martin. As the Mavericks win the face-off, they throw it towards the near side. Jamison gets hit along the boards by Josh Lamb, who had a misconduct penalty in the second period, but he's back in there. As Luke Stevens throws out to center ice, 2-on-2. Mavericks skate towards the left side. Stevens centers to Lamb. He'll take a shot. Saved by Preek. Rebound goes to Utah. Dylan Fitz will cross center ice. Preek lost his stick. He picks it up again. As Fitz throws up top for Tho. Down to Martin on the right side, just outside the circle. Up top for Tho. He'll take a lefty shot. Now got blocked by Lamb. Strong. Skate towards his left. He'll get it to Fitz in the left circle in his office. Across to Tho. Right side takes a shot. It's blocked by Lamb again. Tho gets it back in the right side. Skates towards the circle. Down to Strong. Feeds it up top for Martin. He winds and fires. Got redirected and goes wide. Fitz gets it up top for Tho. Skates towards his right. Back to Martin. His stick breaks. And Sable will make the save. Martin will skate towards the bench. Mason Whalen, the equipment manager, gives Martin a stick, but it's at the end of his shift. Sure replaces Martin. As Jamison on the left side throws it back to Fitz. He gets it back to Jamison. Over up top for Shearer. Now to the right side for Tho. I try to feed it to Strong out in front. Kansas City gets a stick and throws it towards the left point. Shearer keeps it in. They'll get it over to Fitz on the left side. Fitz skates towards the circle, glides it up top for Shearer. Sure with the lefty shot. It's blocked by Stevens. Lots of blocked shots by Kansas City. Stevens out to the right side. Gains the line 3-on-3. He'll take a righty shot on his stick. And the stick broke. It wasn't Stevens' stick, but it was Lamon's. Though, ahead to right. It's the third game in 3 days for those sticks as well. Cameron Wright around the net. 12:20 left in the third and counting. Less than 2 minutes left in the major power play. 1:43 left in the major power play. Sure, over to Wright. Across the center ice. Wright gains the line. Across to Raby off the boards. Raby in the corner. Throws it behind his back for Pfizer. Pfizer skates towards the corner. Back to Wright. He skates around the net. Now Dakota Raby on the right side. He'll skate towards his left. Drops it off for Shearer. Shearer back to Sekos along the left wing boards. Sekos over to Pfizer. Gets over to Shearer. One-timer. Didn't get much on it. Puck rolls towards the end wall. Kansas City gets it and clears it out. 1:10 left in the major power play. Grizzlies get some new skaters. Martin replaces Shearer. Pfizer over to Sekos, who crosses center ice. Sekos gains the line. Throws over to Pfizer. Across to Raby. He skates towards the left circle. I try to get it across to Sekos. Kansas City gets the stick away, so Sekos couldn't secure the pass. Goes back to Cameron Wright in the left corner. So he'll throw it back to Raby, who's got 2 points tonight. Back to Wright. He's outside the left circle near the boards. Over towards Sekos. One-timer. Saved by Sterrett. Rebound out in front, and it squirts over to the right point. Martin over to Sekos. Less than 40 seconds left in the power play. Raby has a kickoff a skate of Kansas City. Mavericks clear it out to center. Sekos gets the puck back. Fans stop their feet. Utah leads 3-2. 11 minutes left in the third. Clock's still running. Sekos over to Martin across the center ice. Martin gains the line. Gets over to right in the point. Back to Raby. He gets it poked away by Lamon. As Raby hooks Lamon. A call is going to be made on Raby. Raby thought that Lamon was going to skate over with the puck and have a breakaway, so Raby hooked him. 13 seconds worth of a 4-on-4, and then after that, Kansas City will come out of the box and they'll have a power play.
Yeah, Tyson, I think on that penalty, it's kind of a smart penalty there by Raby, understanding that if he doesn't hook Lamon, then he probably goes out away on the breakaway. So it's a penalty that you don't really mind too much, but the Grizzlies, they're going to have to go back on the penalty kill here at some point.
3-2 Grizzlies. Dakota Raby gets 2 minutes for interference. Time a penalty. 9:13 into the third. Utah leads 3-2. Face off in the far circle. And the draw won by Kansas City. They throw it up top to Jake McLaughlin, who's already got a goal tonight. Mavericks, Santurno gets it poked away. He trips up Jamison. No call. Jamison moves ahead, looking for McDonald. Passes wide of the mark. Kansas City's back at full strength. Arm is raised by the linesman. Icing was on the Grizzlies. It was 4-on-4 when the pass didn't connect from Jamison to McDonald. Certainly been an interesting flow to this third period. Draws over on the far side. Pass job will take it for Kansas City against Jamison for Utah. As a draw won by the Grizzlies. Connor McDonald gets pinned along the corner. Kansas City throws it up top. McLaughlin will skate towards his right. As he'll throw it to the left side for pass job. Back to McLaughlin, who fakes a shot. He gathers it, throws it to pass job. Pass job left side. Shot saved by Preek. Rebound Stevens out in front. Shot saved by Preek. As puck goes over to the corner. Stevens gets it up top. Now down the middle looking for Hugo Washer. Dives and clears it out to the right point. Stays in the offensive zone for Kansas City. Waugh bounces up top for McLaughlin. He'll skate towards his left. McLaughlin over to Waugh. Right side. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Preek. Lucas holds on, and Lucas has a word or two for Luke Stevens, who is out in front of the crease. 9:55 left in the third. 1:08 left in the Kansas City power play. Utah leads 3-2.
Good save there for Lucas Parikh. He really has been sharp throughout the course of this game, and I really think if the Grizzlies are going to walk out of here with 2 standings points, it's going to start with a solid performance here from Lucas Parikh as we head into the final parts of the third period.
Draw is going to be in the right circle. Lamon will take him for Kansas City. He's taken a ton of faceoffs for the Mavericks here this weekend. Utah looking to secure a 3-game sweep and get their 7th in a row against Kansas City. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Bryce Martin throws to the right point. Chiavo keeps it in. Chiavo throws to the left side. Shot. And it goes wide on a one-timer. Lucas Preek's net got dislodged. The shot went wide, and they put the pegs in the net back in place. 9:47 left in the third.
Seems like that net has a tendency to just pop
It
off
does
the
at
most
times.
random times, huh?
Martin over there along with Sekos. They're talking things over. Don't forget the next home game for the Grizzlies will be on Wednesday, March 22nd. It's going to be a Bud Light College night with discounted student tickets. Grizzlies taking on the Cincinnati Cyclones. Military night will be on Friday, March 24th. And don't forget that Saturday, March 25th game was moved back to Sunday, March 26th. That's going to be a 3:10 start. Sekos will take the draw. In fact, the Grizzlies are going to be off back-to-back Saturdays here in March. Kansas City wins the draw. They're still on the power play. As Sandberg fires a shot, rebound shot, and a score. The goal gets no goal. Sandberg took the shot from the high slot. It was played with the high stick. And then Harrison got the rebound, put it away. The goal was immediately disallowed. Victor Bartley must have gotten hit up high out in front of the net as he's skating slowly to the bench, being directed with Grizzlies trainer Colin Lee. Looked like Bartley got hit up high. It's kind of a shot from the high slot that went about chest high, about neck high on everybody.
Interesting sequence of events here. Hopefully Victor Bartley's going to be okay. The Grizzlies catch a huge break here.
Looks like the draw is going to be a neutral ice. As the shot was taken, it looked like it hit Bartley. Harrison, the referee made a signal like it was played with a high stick. You know what? If it hit Bartley in the face and didn't hit the stick of Lamb, and Kansas City's got a case.
Yeah, Tyson, I think they do. I think it gets deflected in the air by a high stick, then hits Bartley, then ends up on the stick of a Maverick and then to the back of the net. So there's a lot of cases to be made here. I'm not sure which is the right one.
Doesn't look like they're reviewing it. Would have been tough with a lot of bodies out in front. I think Passajob wants them to take another consideration to it. Kansas City skating with 16 already, as they're short a guy today with Pascal Laberge out of the lineup. Laurent Ouellette got a game misconduct and a 5-minute major. Grizzlies got one goal during that 5-minute major, and it came 6 seconds into that power play. Looks like they're not going to go to a replay. I don't know if in this league it's a reviewable play or not. I know in the NHL it might be, especially since a goal was scored. It was disallowed. Draw neutral ice is won by the Grizzlies. Utah shorthanded for the next 50 seconds. James Shearer slices it all the way down deep in the Kansas City zone. Shane Sterritt gets to McLaughlin, who's battling with Keaton Jamison. McLaughlin gets the puck. He skates down the middle. As now he veers off to the far side. He'll drop it off for Passajob, the Kansas City captain. He had 2 goals last night. Passajob gets around Sekos, skates towards the left circle. He'll take a shot. Glove saved by Preek. Passage's shot came from a tough angle on the far side. Preek makes a glove save. 29 seconds left in the power play for Kansas City. 9:16 left in the third. We haven't had much 5-on-5 action here in the third period.
So, Tyson, we have, and I think the difference in this game to this point is the fact that the Grizzlies were able to capitalize on their power play chance. Kansas City, as of right now, has not been able to do that.
Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 30-26. Kansas City wins the face-off late in their power play. Juan over to Luke Stevens, back to Juan on the right side, up top for McLaughlin. He's in the high slot. He'll skate towards his left. They'll get it back to Juan on the right side, back to McLaughlin. As McLaughlin surveys, he'll feed it to the far wing boards for Passajob, back to McLaughlin, who fakes a shot, gets the Passajob, left side shot, blocked by McDonald. Passajob throws it towards the goal line, far side. Now back over towards Passajob, across the wall. Raby's out of the penalty box. Utah disaster cleanup, successful penalty kill. Raby joins the play. Shearer delivers a hit in the right corner. Raby gets it, clears it out. Skating even strength, so icing is on the Grizzlies. 8:34 left in the third.
Well, for the Grizzlies, with a 1-goal lead, 8:34 to go, you'd like to get an insurance marker, but if not, Going to have to play some tight defense here, which I'm confident in the Grizzlies doing. They've shown over the last few games that they are able to do that. So let's see if they're up to the task here.
Josh Lamb will take the draw against Keaton Jamison in the near circle, the Grizzlies zone. Draw one by, actually we'll have a face-off over again. Craig Peterson, the linesman, points to his chest and says, my bad. That happens. To err is human. Keaton Jamison's got a point in 4 straight games. Jamison has 4 goals against Kansas City this year, but Jamison is scoreless here so far today. Off the draw, Sandberg with a shot, and it's blocked by Raby. Kansas City keeps it in. Konepke throws to the corner. Timmons avoids a check of McDonald. Puck in the near corner. Ryan Harrison gets pushed by Jamison. Raby moves ahead. The Penner dumps it in. Grizzlies make a full line change. Start behind his net. 8:15 and counting left in the third. Utah leads 3-2. As the Mavericks out towards center ice, cross center. As Konepke rolls it along the wall. Preet cuts it off behind his net. They'll throw it to the near side. Bartley's back in there. And so over to the right side. Stompelhar fires it towards the middle. Picked off by Tho. Tho skates towards the left side. Now drifts it across. Right side shot. Saved by Sterrett, though. It's taken by Cameron Wright. Wright gets the rebound. He's in the right circle. Take another shot that goes high. Off the glass. Rolls towards the near boards. Sekos over to Tho. Left side shot and it goes wide. And Kansas City gets it in the far side. Clears it out to center. It's going to be icing on the Mavericks. 7:37 left in the third. No icing. They wave it off. As looked like the arm is raised by the linesman initially and then dropped. Tho throws to Martin the near side. As Bryson Martin out to center ice. Dumps it in. Bounces off the boards. Fits in the far side. Fires a sharp angled shot that goes wide. Martin, left wing shot. That one goes wide as well. Puck glides on the far boards. Pouncey races to the right point to keep it in. They'll roll it along to Stompelhar. They'll feed it back to the far side. Grizzlies take it away. Pfizer over to Fitz. One-timer and it goes wide. As Martin over to the near side. Collides with the Kansas City player. Puck squirts out to center ice. Fitz over to Pouncey near the Grizzlies bench. He crosses center. Lifts it into the air. Bounces towards Sterrett. They'll stop it in front of the crease. Grizzlies make a line change. 6:50 and counting left in the third. Grizzlies lead 3-2. Jake McLaughlin back behind his net. Jamison shadowing. McLaughlin throws the pass job on the far side. He gets around a Grizzlies skater, gets to center ice, now gains the blue line. He'll dump it in. Arm is raised. Let's see, we got a penalty. High stick, and it's going to be on Kansas City, I believe. Grizzlies going to be on the power play. 6:34 left in the third period. Even though there's more than 6 minutes left in the third period, they're going to take a timeout. Utah leads 3-2 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club.
Nick Passage off, gets 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of penalty 13:26. Grizzlies sure could use some insurance. They're up by 1, 3-2. We'll see what the Grizzlies can cook up on this power play.
Well, Tyson, I like what they cooked up on that 5-minute major. They got a goal in the first 6 seconds of that. I think the Grizzlies are going to have success on this power play. They're going to have to win this faceoff and start taking shots early, maybe catch Kansas City off guard. Fatigue might set in.
Good news, James Shearer drew blood. 4-minute penalty, double minor for high sticking.
Well, all right.
It's the only time in history where you're happy when somebody's bleeding is when you get high sticked in a hockey game. You get an extra 2 minutes on a power play. That's the case here. James Shearer isn't missing a shift. He's out there. Interesting to see the Grizzlies add Shearer to this power play unit and replace Jamison. As Seko's taking the draw, he's got Wright, Raby, Pfizer, and Shearer on the ice. That's the adjustment Brian Kanasowicz made on the power play, is replacing Jamison with Shearer. As it goes over to the near corner, 2-on-2 battle. Lamon over there and he gets the puck. So throw it to Stevens, back to Lamon. Kansas City's being aggressive, shorthanded, knowing they got to tie the game one way or another. Lamon over to Stevens. He skates around the net. It's a double minor penalty as goes over towards Sandbrook. He'll kick it over to the far corner. Sharp angled shot saved by Preek. Can't see hacking away, but Lucas covers up with 6:04 left in the third.
Well, got to give credit to Kansas City. They came out and they wanted to be aggressive on this penalty kill, knowing that they are down by 1. With the 4-minute penalty, kind of feels like they had to be. For the Grizzlies, you need to have a little bit of a pushback here, assert your dominance here. You are on the power play. You have the man advantage. Go out that and play with the advantage.
I would think Kansas City's going to be as aggressive as they can be shorthanded, knowing they got to find a way to tie up this game. And it might have to be a shorthanded goal that does it for them. Draws give me in the far circle. 6:04 left in regulation. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the double minor for high sticking. Nick Passage in the penalty boxes. James Scherer drew blood. Grizzlies off the draw. We get a delayed penalty. It's going to be on Kansas City. Mavericks waiting to touch up the puck. Josh Helms eventually does. So we're going to have a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. Ryan Harrison goes to the penalty box. Tripping's the call. And Skip Curry, the old Braves announcer, would say, a little insurance wouldn't hurt. And the Grizzlies, well, it's just kind of handed it to them right here. Power play, 2 minutes, 5-on-3. Can they find a way to get the open guy and get that insurance?
Yeah, I guess what goes around comes around. The Grizzlies found themselves in a little bit of penalty trouble earlier, and now Kansas City finds themselves in the box here. Excellent opportunity for the Grizzlies to close this one out.
Draws can be over in the near circle. Ryan Harrison, 2 minutes for tripping. Grizzlies looking for a 3-game sweep. They lead 3-2. 5:52 left in the third. Grizzlies have taken 33 shots. Kansas City's taken 28. Sekos out there. He'll take the face off. Pfizer to his right, Raby to his left. Up top is right, and Shearer. Off the draw, Kansas City wins it. McLaughlin skates around his net. Shearer takes it away. Good back check by Shearer. Make that Sekos. Sekos over the right side up top for Shearer. Shearer skates down the middle. Now he veers off to the left for Pfizer. Pfizer switches places with Shearer. Now Pfizer in the high slot. Over to Sekos on the right side. He'll get to the far goal line for Raby. Back to Sekos. Sekos surveys. Now he gets up top for Shearer. He's now in the high slot. Shearer back to Sekos. One-timer. Saved by Starrett. No rebound there. He holds on with 5:20 left in the third.
That was a really good shot there. I love when players just shoot the puck like that. Maybe sometimes it just catches the goalie off guard, but Starrett was ready for that one there. Man, Sekos, does he have a bomb of a shot?
After Sekos took the shot, he kind of had that look of, I almost had it. Sekos will take the draw. Shane Starrett, despite being as fatigued as a goaltender can be, he's played a good game. He's played a good series. He stopped 31 of 34. Same 5 on the ice for the Grizzlies. 5-on-3 power play for 1:28. And looks like we'll do the draw over again. Craig Peterson kicks Luke Stevens. Now Stevens will stay in the face-off circle. Sekos for Utah. The fan yells, drop the puck. He's got dinner plans, that fan. Grizzlies win the draw. Shearer back to Sekos. Now up top for Shearer. He's more on the right side of the ice up top. Now Pfizer to the left. Back to Shearer. One-timer saved by Starrett. Rebound shot goes wide. Right had the second look, but the second attempt went wide. Shearer to the left side. Throws it up top for Sekos on the right. Back across the right. Right. Surveys. He's got 20 goals this season. Over to Sekos. Sekos skates down the middle. Take a shot, and it goes wide. He's went over the crossbar. Raby over to Shearer. Back to Raby. Up top for Sekos. He skates towards the right side. Sekos surveys. Continues to look. Now he gets to Shearer. Shearer back to right, who's in the high slot. He'll take a righty shot. On it got redirected and goes wide. He got blocked by Luke Stevens. Raby over to Pfizer. 4.5 minutes left in the third. Utah leads 3-2. Pfizer skates down the middle. He winds and fires. The shot goes wide. Rebound shot. Starrett makes a save. Puck goes out to the right circle. Sekos over to Pfizer. Now to Shearer. Back to the near side for Pfizer in the circle. Back to Shearer. Grizzlies skating from right to left in the period now. Sekos one-timer. And pad saved by Starrett. Pfizer over to Sekos. I try to feed right down the middle. It glanced off his stick and goes wide. Pfizer to the left corner. 10 seconds left in Harrison's penalty. As Sekos to the right side. Back to Raby. Gets across the right. Goes past him. Off the boards, Harrison's out of the box right now. As Pfizer throws it down the middle, picked off by Kansas City, who clears it out. Still a minute, 15 seconds left in the double minor for high sticking. We're in the second half of that penalty. 1:09 left in it now. 3:41 left in the third period. Utah leads 3-2. The Grizzlies looking for some insurance. Fitz over to the right side, gains the line, looking for Strong. He goes down. Kansas City clears it out. 3:30 left in the third. 55 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play. Aaron Tho skates towards the far side. He'll move it ahead to Fitz. Left wing pass to Martin. He'll skate towards the corner. He gets hit pretty hard by Josh Helms. Fitz over to Cam Strong. Back towards Fitz. Kansas City cuts it off by Glafflin battling with Fitz behind Kansas City's net. Grizzlies doing Fitz. Tries to glide over. Now he centers it. Out in front. Picked off by Kansas City. Josh Lamon gets the neutral ice. And he'll dump it in. Lamon will skate off the ice. Kansas City makes a full line change. 3 minutes even and counting left in the third. Clock still running. Throw with the right wing pass to Fitz. Fitz will skate towards the right side. Takes a shot that goes high. Stays in play. Puck kicks back towards the far corner. Jamison skates over there. Kansas City moves ahead. Jordan Timmons clears it out to center where it's gathered by Tho. Tho towards the right side. Across to Shearer off the boards. 5 seconds left until Passagev's out of the box. Preek slams a stick to the ice. Shearer over to McDonald. Kansas City's back at full strength. Utah still leads 3-2. Pfizer left wing pass to Simeone. Stops in the left point. Fires it to the opposite corner. Penner back around. Simeone in the area. Kansas City takes it away. Santurno will throw it towards the Grizzlies bench. Taken by Sambrook. Now ahead to the right side. Luke Stevens. Tried to feather a pass out in front behind his back, and it goes wide. Simeone at center ice. Crosses center. 2:10 and counting left in the third. Simeone gains the blue line and taps it off the end boards. As Santurno will skate off the ice at the end of his shift. 2 minutes left in the third. Utah still up 3-2. Pass ahead to Hugo Waugh connects. He'll drop it off for Lamon. Lamon stops in the left circle. Take a righty shot that goes wide. Hugo Waugh's got an 11-game point scoring streak on the line tonight. He hasn't scored yet. There's Lamon. Skates down the middle. He gains the blue line. Takes a righty shot that goes wide. Starrett's still in there. 1:40 left in regulation. Pass to the corners picked off by Tho on the far side. Tho gets to neutral ice. Chips it ahead. Tho keeps it. Now over towards right. Raby back to right. He skates down the middle. Now he veers off to the right circle. Take a shot that goes high. Bartley on the left side. Back out after getting hit up high. Right in the right side. 1:23 left. I try to feather it down the middle, and it bounced off a stick. Rolls towards the near side. Sekos avoids a check. Theo Calvis. Now Sekos pushes Sambrook. This goes back to Kansas City. McLaughlin will carry it out to center ice. Sterrett comes off for an extra attacker. Sterrett stays in there now. As 1 minute left in regulation. Sterrett is still in net for Kansas City. Grizzlies get it. They cross center ice. Raby dumps it in. Kansas City gathers it. Tando Hads wearing all black today. Santurno skates to the right side. Sterrett will race to the bench. An extra attacker, 6-on-5. Kansas City's net's empty. As goes back up top for Luke Stevens. He's the extra attacker. He'll throw it to the left circle. Kansas City shot saved by Preek. Rebound Shearer clears it out. It's going to be icing on the Grizzlies. Whistle blows. 33 seconds exactly left in regulation. Utah's up 3-2. They're trying to pick up their 5th win in a row.
Boy, Tyson, this game coming right down to the wire, just like the previous two. And, man, these guys are gassed. They are so tired. 3rd game in 3 days. They got to give credit to the Grizzlies. They stuck through every single one of these games. They have a chance to potentially sweep the Mavericks.
Kansas City is using its one timeout. Grizzlies have 37 shots. Kansas City's taken 29. Boy, what a homestand it's been. The Grizzlies won 2-1 on Friday. And last night with the Stanley Cup in the building and a huge crowd of over 8,100, the Grizzlies overcame a 4-2 deficit to win 5-4. They look for the 3-game sweep. They've got 33 seconds left in regulation. Going to be a critical face-off. I imagine Zach Sekos or Keaton Jamison will take it.
Yeah, you mentioned Keaton Jamison. Something he's done well all season long is winning faceoffs, especially in critical situations, and it looks like he is going to be out there.
6-on-5, Kansas City's net is empty. Later this week, the Grizzlies will take on the Allen Americans for a 3-game set at Credit Union of Texas Event Center Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Next home game will be on Wednesday, March 22nd. Draws in the far circle. It's Keaton Jamison taking it against Josh Lamon. And the draw won by Kansas City. Stevens around the net. He's now to the right side. They'll throw it up top for McLaughlin back to Stevens. They'll throw it to the right circle. Santorno over towards Law. He takes it away. Raby throws it to right. Right gets it poked away. 15 seconds left. Right fires towards the empty net. It's blocked by Passage-Off. 13 seconds left. Kansas City still in their own zone. Passage-Off. Pass to neutralize for Lamont. He'll lift it in. 7 seconds left to bounce off the glass. Stays in play. Puck towards the right side. It continues to bounce. 2 seconds left. McLaughlin centers it. It goes wide, and that will do it. Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win 3-2, and there is no doubt about it. As they get their third straight one-goal game, Lucas Brake was outstanding in it, and Taryn Pfizer gets the game winner. As the fans are going crazy here at Mavericks Center. They have now won 5 in a row. High fives all around as Grisby holds the flag. I imagine there's a broom nearby. Guy, a little bit of sweeping time here at Mavericks Center. As the Grizzlies complete the 3-game sweep, they've won 5 in a row. There was a gut check there in the third period. A lot of special teams action. For the Grizzlies, they held strong. And what a weekend. And really what a great 5-game stretch for the Grizzlies. And they are now in third place. Tied for third in the Mountain Division with 59 standings points, just one behind Kansas City for second. What a great effort tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, I mean, you mentioned the effort. Just think about that. Playing 3 games in 3 days and winning all 3 games and one in the shootout. So you play 3 games and then some. Just incredible effort here by the Grizzlies. These guys are so well conditioned. They play such a great all-around game, and the Grizzlies are able to come away with a win in all 3 games.
Connor McDonald doing a sweeping motion with his stick, says Christian Simeone. Lucas Preek holds his stick to the Maverick Center crowd. What can you say? Grizzlies really needed a 2-week stretch like this after a tough month of February. Sweeping Wichita in a 2-game series last week and this week. 3 games in 3 days against a good Kansas City team. And the Grizzlies come away with 6 standings points. They've now got 59 on the season. We'll tell you who the 3 stars of the game are and come back with the post-game report in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Maverick Center. Utah wins 3-2. 3 stars of the game. Frisbee's holding the flag at center ice. Kansas City outshot Utah in the third period, I believe. Let's see. Kansas City outshot Utah 13-12 in the third period. Grizzlies went 1 for 8 on the power play. How about this? 5 Utah disaster cleanup successful penalty kills. Utah was 5 for 5 on the penalty kill. The power play turned out to be the difference. Loren Ouellette losing his cool, and then Utah scoring 6 seconds into a major power play was the difference in the game. Discipline. That's one of those things that really made a difference here tonight. Number 3 stars, Lucas Preek. He stopped 27-29. Grizzlies playing a disciplined game, and that's why they came away with the 2 standings points and 6 standings points for the week. Preek raises both hands in the air, gets the crowd fired up. He loves that sort of thing. He's got a bunch of cowboy hats in his locker. 1 goal and 2 assists. 1 goal, 1 assist, Dakota Raby. He's the number 2 star. Raby was the hero last night where he had the game winner in round 8 of the shootouts. Raby throws a T-shirt in the section 113. Number 1 star with the game-winning goal. 4:32 into the third period. Taryn Pfizer. Pfizer's now tied with Cameron Wright for the club lead with 20 goals. Sometimes your big guns just have to come through. And for the Grizzlies, their big guns came through this afternoon.
Yeah, Tyson, I mean, they really have. Wright and Pfizer really emerged as star players on this team. And they've carried the Grizzlies into a top 4 spot in the Mountain Division.
Grizzlies right now with 59 standings points, tied with Wichita. But remember, Wichita has already played 59 games. Utah's only played 57, so the Grizzlies have a better point percentage right now. Idaho's in first place. Kansas City's in second, but just by 1 point. They've got 59. They've got 60 points this season. They picked up 1 standing point last night. Utah and Wichita tied for third with 59 points. So for the Grizzlies, a huge week considering that they're going on the road to take on Allen this upcoming week. And the Cincinnati Cyclones will be here for the next homestand, as well as the Wichita Thunder. Season's headed down the stretch. The Grizzlies are getting good goaltending. And, it seems like the roster really has been settled over the last couple months. And the Grizzlies are really getting good performances up and down the lineup.
Yeah, Tyson, every single guy on this roster has really played it. Like, they've elevated their play over the last couple of weeks. I remember 2 weeks ago before the Wichita series, I said that the Grizzlies would need to win at least 3 out of the 5 if they want to remain in the playoff race. Well, hey, they won all 5. Now they're on a 5-game winning streak heading into that series against Allen. I'm really curious to see how the Grizzlies play against Allen. I think that'll be a big test for Utah and really see what this team is made of. They've proven that they've earned a top 4 spot in the division, but if they want to go deep in the playoffs, they're going to have to learn to beat teams like the Allen Americans and the Cincinnati Cyclones. So 2 really big tests coming up in the next coming weeks, and I'm looking forward to it.
Allen won 5 out of 6 meetings here at Mavericks Center in the month of February. Let's get to the scoring in the game. Dakota Raby got Utah on the board, 4:35 in. It's his 11th of the year. Zach Sekos and Cameron Wright with the assists. Utah is now 21-5 when scoring first this season. Utah led 1-0 after 1 period. Kyle Pouncey added a goal, 3:23 in from the right point to make it 2-0. McCallchuck and Jared Power with the assists. It's Power's first professional point. Loren Ullette did a little bit of everything here this afternoon. He scored a goal, 4:31 into the second period from the right side. Josh Elms and Jay Powell with the assists. Jake McLaughlin, 14:28 into the second, scored his 3rd of the year. Josh Lammons and Jordan Timmons with the assists. The score was tied at 2 after 2 periods. In the 3rd period, Loren Ullette got a cross-checking major and a game misconduct for cross-checking. Is out there in the center ice area about the glass that separates the bench areas, the Kansas City and Utah bench. Just took a stick and whacked it upside the back of Zach Sekos. Sekos hit his head on the post. And I would be very, very surprised if Loren Ullette is playing in Kansas City's next game. And so he got a cross-checking major. That gave the Grizzlies a 5-minute power play. 6 seconds into the major power play, Taryn Pfizer scored his 20th of the year with Sure and Raby getting the assist as Pfizer scored from the right side. That was all the scoring in the game. Grizzlies defensive unit did a good job, and Kansas City did a good job holding it to a 3-2 game to give themselves a chance at the end. Shane Sterrett, 3rd game in less than 48 hours. You have to tip your hat to him. He stopped 34 of 37 in the losing cause. He went 0-3 this week, but I'm not sure he really deserved that fate. Shane Sterrett, one of the better goaltenders in the league. Lucas Preet got the victory. He stopped 27 of 29. We'll talk with Tim Brassard here in a couple minutes. But, Guy, what can you say about the Grizzlies' effort there in the 3rd period? Even with the 3-2 and Kansas City putting together a good defensive effort to keep it there, but they're in the last couple minutes. Grizzlies had a power play, and then after that, even though Kansas City had the puck in the attack zone for a little bit, Grizzlies, once again, just like they did on Friday night, were able to secure the 1-goal victory.
Yeah, the Grizzlies really just found a way to stick through it. For all 60 minutes of this game, they really stuck through and gutted out a really just gritty win. All 3 games against Kansas City, really just gritty wins where you kind of just grit your teeth. It comes down to the wire. But the Grizzlies, in all 3 occasions, found a way to win those games, and that's exactly what playoff teams do. And I got to give credit to the Mavericks Center crowd here on all 3 occasions. Grizzmania was roaring. They were fantastic. They really had the Grizzlies' backs in these games. And the Grizzlies took that and they ran with it. Now they're playing great hockey.
Have to play with discipline. That's what the Grizzlies did here this afternoon. They get the victory 3-2. We'll come back in 30 seconds. We'll talk with Tim Brassard and get his thoughts on things. As Utah's victorious, they sweep the 3-game series, winning all 3 games by 1 goal each. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network. Welcome back to Mavericks Center. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Tim Brassard. Grizzlies sweep the 3-game series, winning all 3 games by 1 goal. And I thought a turning point in that game was when Loren Ullette lost his cool cross-check Zach Sekos in the back. It gave the Grizzlies a 5-minute major power play, and they scored 6 seconds into that, and that was all she wrote for the scoring in the game.
That was it. And it took one of Kansas City's best players off the ice and a difference maker. And now they're down one. Now I want to throw a shout out to Lamon for picking up the slack and causing a lot of problems and being the offensive threat from that point on. But the whole third period, it seemed like we were playing special teams, and it was like each period of the game was its own little game in itself. Yeah. And with that third period, just be special teams. The Grizzlies came out on top, but they did leave a little bit on the plate left to be figured out on their power play. That's for sure.
First half of the third period really had a strange flow to it with all the special teams and whatnot.
Yeah, the major, and then it just seemed like back and forth, and you had made mention on the officiating, and without getting into it too much, you just want to see consistency, if anything else, right?
Yeah.
And it was hard to gain consistency. Well, if you didn't call that, you're calling this, and we're trying to be on the same page as your ref, yeah. And we're not there right now, so. It just made for an awkward or clunky game, but at that point when we scored it, I think it kind of actually played into our hands, and there wasn't any offensive flow by either team really after that.
Lucas Preek's been outstanding in his last 3 games against Kansas City, and he had to do the job here this evening, and he did that with 27 big saves.
And some of those I think are totally understated because Grizzlies defense that we talked about in the first period, outstanding. The core's doing really good, but darn it, going into the second and even into the third, momentary lapses of coverage and responsibility and who's picking up what. And Lucas bailed us out, no less than three different times I had on here. And in fact, at the 15:54 mark, 3 in a row, just 1, 2, 3, because we couldn't clear that zone area. And thusly that's why we saw, Lucas trying to claim his own real estate out in front, and he's letting two types of people know. He's letting the other teams, this is my real estate, and he's letting his own team and his defenders know, hey, this is my real estate. I need your help to protect this.
It was interesting to see the defensive performances on both teams. Grizzlies have been pretty solid here over the last month, and Kansas City's got an interesting unit. They're without one of their better defensemen in Tommy Muck. He missed the last 2 games after playing Friday. It's kind of interesting seeing, Kansas City's got kind of a bigger defensive unit. The Grizzlies are a little bit quicker and maybe not as big as Kansas City.
And we saw that on the notes in the first period. It just seemed like their offense, if any time it went to, where the defense was supposed to help out, they were late to need. They weren't there to support their own offensive efforts. Number one, they had a couple blue line, giveaways or where they didn't hold the blue line, and that, kills any offensive effort. But I think in this case, the smaller, speedy, little bit more crafty guys from the Grizzlies kind of outdid the defensive core, the larger size, bigger frame body guys are not necessarily the highest skill. We outdid them on the defensive end.
Kind of felt like a tale of 3 games here tonight. First period, second period, third period. I mean, who really knew what you're going to see from one period to the other?
Exactly. And I'm glad the Grizzlies were able to come out. But, it's disappointing when you're up on that a 5-minute major and you only score 1. Okay, yeah. At least we scored the 1 a couple seconds in. But we really didn't do anything else. And
2 of those minutes were a 5-on-3.
You're right. 2 is a 5-on-3. And, Kansas City's discipline, I had it marked it down as, really poor all game. They got called for, misconduct and abusive official out of the box. And so, they kind of dug their own grave and had to dig out of that. But
then down 1, it was about 6 minutes left. And I'm sure Pastujov didn't mean it, but right there when Kansas City's trying to tie up the game, they got to kill a penalty for 4 minutes.
Right, exactly. And because he drew blood on rabies. So
it's the only time ever we're happy when somebody's bleeding. All right, we get an extra 2 minutes.
Did we get 2 minutes out of it? Okay, we good? All right, now we're good. But yeah, talk about clunky and no flow. You're not going to gain much of an offensive presence when you're down a man or 2, and you've got to come back on the Grizzlies or any other team. That's not fun.
Grizzlies have now won 5 in a row. It's certainly good to see. And you think about the next 2 weeks, it's going to be a little bit difficult. 3-game road trip against the Allen Americans, and one of the hottest teams in the Cincinnati Cyclones will be here the week after that. And so every game is going to matter in the standings. And so for the Grizzlies, you're not expecting to go out and sweep Allen in the 3-game set over at Credit Union of Texas Event Center, but you do want to put together a good showing and see if you can get as many standings points as you can. Then obviously Cincinnati here at home want to protect home ice. The Grizzlies are now back to the 500 mark at home at 13-13 this year.
And that's an Allen team that's not really happy with the way that they performed up in Idaho this weekend, with the way they came out Friday night and then getting shut out last night. So, they're going to have a little chip on their shoulder, and they're going to have some, the Grizzlies coming in here that they're fully aware that they had all that level of success in February, and like, hey, this is a good team to feel, and have something else to say about it.
That's fun having you here this afternoon. Any final thoughts?
They take 3 out of the 5, but to take all 5, that goes a long way. So this is what we need to go into the playoffs and beat some good teams, and this is exactly where we want to be. We hold our own destiny.
Good luck in whatever bracket you fill out this week.
Yeah, right. See if I can go past the second round or something and still have 1 or 2 teams left.
That's right. That's Tim Brassard. Great to have him here today. When we come back, we'll put a bow on this one and get final thoughts from Guy Chiarenza as Utah wins 3-2 as their winning streak extends to 5 games. They've now won 7 in a row against the Kansas City Mavericks, and the Grizzlies have a standing point in 11 of their last 13 games. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Utah wins 3-2. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Chiarenza. No, Guy, 5-game winning streak, and certainly it sets up for an interesting 3-game series against Allen. And as Tim mentioned in the last segment, Allen didn't exactly play good hockey against Idaho last week, so they got a chip on their shoulder. And for the Grizzlies, they took care of business here at home against Kansas City, and they beat a struggling Wichita team last week, and they just want to carry this momentum. And it was good to see that the play didn't get as physical as we thought it could get. And it was great to see Zach Sekos stay in the game a little bit, even though I think he might with that cross check to the back. We'll have to check in his availability, and hopefully he'll wake up later this week and he'll be ready to go against Allen.
Yeah, hopefully he's able to go. But I mean, as Tim mentioned, Allen not play well against Idaho. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder, but I also believe that the Grizzlies themselves will also have a chip on their shoulder, as they did not play well against Allen the last few times that we've seen the Americans. So both teams have a lot riding on this upcoming series. It's the last time that they're going to meet, so should be a fun one.
Catch Kiki Crum's story at UtahGrizzlies.com as she'll have the recap. And when we come back, we'll be Thursday night. Grizzlies taking on the Allen Americans. We'll be at the lobby at Mavericks Center, I believe. Now, there's a gymnastics event here on Saturday. Maybe if the building's empty, we might be here in Section 114. We're not sure. We do know we're going to have a lot of fun, though, as Grizzlies take on the Allen Americans for the first of a 3-game series. Thursday and Friday of this week are going to be 6:05 starts. Sunday is going to be at 1:05 in the Mountain Time Zone. Then the Cincinnati Cyclones will be at Mavericks Center for a 3-game series Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. March 22nd is the Grizzlies' next home game. It's a Bud Light College night with discounted student tickets. Friday, March 24th is going to be an AFCU Friday, and it's also military night. Sunday, March 26th is going to be a 3:10 start. And make sure to get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. For Tim Brassard, Kiki Crum, and Guy Chiarenza, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. Once again, in 2 hours and 33 minutes and in front of 3,503 here at Mavericks Center, the Grizzlies win their 5th in a row, 3-2 against Kansas City. We'll be back on Thursday night. You've been listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.